Listen to me, you whining little whelp.
From the Gettysburg Tour Studio.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
All the DJs say this one's on its way. Number one.
You think I have something to do with science?
Shut up!
You're listening to From Studio 1A.
The popular podcast Addressing Gettysburg.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Grabbed and pulled and hurt my neck.
Addressing Gettysburg today.
There's no time. Hello, exactly.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Unmute me.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What the F? What?
It's not on YouTube.
Hold on, Owen. Speak up.
It's not on YouTube.
It takes a couple minutes, okay?
Oh, okay.
It takes a couple minutes. Relax.
On Facebook, is it?
What's Eric?
Carry on.
Okay, carrying on. We're new on YouTube, and so we have people. It's hard to find. Like YouTube, it's not like right away when it pops up. It's really weird.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay.
There is a bit of a delay, and then also like I've talked about this last time too. Like after you watch, or after the show's over, and we usually go out to dinner. On the way to dinner, I listen to it, because I'm always like. I'm trying to figure out, like, what the latest thing is. What is that crackling that we've been getting?
Yeah.
What is causing that? And my suspicion is it's Owen's mic. Go ahead, Owen. Speaking of that.
Hello.
Yeah, now, when we all talk and whoever is at that microphone talks into it, I notice it does it. But then when they don't talk into it or there's nobody on it, it's not doing it. So it might be something with the cable or I don't know.
It only seems to do it when you have a caller, though. Both times it was doing it, you had a caller.
It definitely acts up when there's a caller, but I've caught a few times where it does do it a little bit, but it's always after there's been a call. It's never before a call. Who knows? That doesn't mean we're not taking calls, ladies and gentlemen. We are. We always do, because we love to hear your voices, your beautiful, angelic voices.
Well, I'm still not seeing it on YouTube. Just out of
Me neither.
curiosity.
Is it Eric? Is it even saying that we have viewers?
No. Because it's not showing on YouTube.
Maybe we don't have anything going. Let me see here.
It's streaming. It's streaming somewhere.
It says it's streaming. Let me look at something here. God, this is annoying. Very annoying. I'm going to go into YouTube, and I'm going to see what the dilly is.
Now
Okay.
streaming to Spotify. Addressing Gettysburg today.
There's, I give it 15 seconds before I get a frantic text message from Kathy. I don't see anything. I can just hear her voice. It's obviously a text message, but I can just imagine her frantically hitting refresh on the TV link and there's nothing coming up.
I'm trying to see. Okay, live. I can go into the live section. Yeah, it's streaming live. So here, let me see if I can get a link here. View in live control room. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, no, it's going. It's going. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
I know what the problem is. Ladies and gentlemen. I found it. Can I fix it, or do we have to restart? Nope, I think I can fix it. Let's do
Would
this.
it make more sense to restart?
No. Well, maybe. Who knows? I mean, it's
literally
not
nobody has
can
watched
access. Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
4 minutes of this.
I'm just.
Not a single human being. It's just us.
Hold on. Okay, now it's public. It was unlisted before. So the question is, will...
Oh, we have one viewer, but I suspect that might be you.
Kathy.
Well, I don't know. It's up to you guys. It's public now. So far, there's no viewers. We could scrap it and start again, or we can see if... wait, 2 viewers now.
That's
Yeah,
me.
but one of them's
okay.
me.
And one of them is me, so it's not even...
So it's not even the full
Well,
3
it
4
takes
viewers.
a minute to update the viewers.
Yeah.
look at
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 4. So it's all
We're
right.
already
Everybody.
here.
All
Let's
right,
just
10.
keep
There's
going.
10 viewers
so,
now.
You know what they say about
Okay.
how the
Well-
sausage is made, right? And you guys are like,
Yeah.
Really want, yeah, okay.
You guys are seeing how the sausage is made
the
for
guests
sure.
are very unimpressed.
All right,
today.
here we go. Harold Hahn says hi, everyone. Mike Stump says I'm here. Kevin Randolph says hello. Estella says hello. And Beth says it just went live on YouTube. Yes, it was my fault. I had it set to unlisted. Okay.
Why did you do that?
I didn't. It was unlisted because I did an interview on Monday for Patreon, and I realized since I just end up making the videos on Patreon for YouTube, I just said, F it, let me just make it unlisted. I'll stream live on Patreon or on YouTube, and then all I have to do is take a link to make it a Patreon post. A lot easier. When we started setting it up earlier today, Eric, I changed it to unlisted, but it went back to all the old shit from the previous. It's a pain in the ass. This is why we need help. We need techie people. All right, so here we are.
Very unimpressed by your performance so far today, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that's your one mistake for the year, so now you got it out of your
Atlas
system.
shrugged. All right, so here we are, folks. We are back. It's snowing here in Gettysburg.
It is the gorgeous kind of snow, though.
Is it, though? Is there such a thing as the gorgeous kind of snow?
All the
okay.
pine trees have that little, like, white covering. It's nice, and it's the sticky kind of snow. It's not really laying on the roads yet, which is awesome.
Which is nice.
It's a nice little...
It's a Bob Ross type of a
There
snow.
you go, yeah.
Yes. Happy little pine trees with snow. No, you don't like the Bob Ross snow, Eric?
Said Bob Ross snow my ass.
I know.
Bob Ross snow is the big flaky snow. This is nothing. This is weak.
He does tend to over snow things when he does a snow painting.
Well,
Bob
I
Ross.
mean, happy trees are supposed to be covered in snow.
Yeah.
And also,
Well,
there's happy accidents.
Speak up, honey.
There's
What?
only happy accidents.
Oh, there's only happy accidents. That's right.
What does
that
that
is
have
true.
to do with the snow?
Well, you can accidentally, you know. Yeah, exactly. So what else? Oh yeah. So we got snow. Hate the snow. I'm so over this already.
Such a baby.
I'm not clapping for that.
What, honey bunch?
I said I'm not clapping for that.
Why not?
That's awful.
That you hate the snow?
Yeah.
Well,
you gotta love
like
snow.
why?
Because it's awesome.
Because
It makes things pretty.
to whose
Gets
eye?
rid of the bad drivers.
Are you kidding me?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Are you insane?
The bad drivers all go get their milk and bread.
That's fair.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, it's snowing. Hey, kids, I gotta get in the car. No, Dad, you're a bad driver.
I got my milk and bread yesterday.
Well, I don't keep bread in the house, so I didn't get my milk and bread. In fact, I just ran out of milk, so I have to get. I didn't know it was going to snow. Did everybody know this?
I haven't seen the weather.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew this? They predicted this?
Yeah.
I felt
mean,
like New York or something was supposed
It's been
to
a
get
big deal for like the last 2 days.
I've clearly not been paying attention.
Oh, there's a nor'easter coming.
Oh, this is a nor'easter?
Yeah, we're like on the very fringe.
Comes from the northeast.
Katie's dad's supposed to get like 2 feet.
Just him?
Well, down the shore.
Oh, okay. At the beach, yeah. What's the accumulation supposed to be for us?
0.75 inches.
Yeah, like
Really?
like an inch.
Oh, just an inch.
Yeah.
Oh, 0.75. Okay. Yeah. All right. This is nothing.
75.
This is nothing.
I'm saying it's here. It's the pretty. Real
Fine,
quick,
I'll
hey,
enjoy it.
Beth commented that the pretty snow still makes people drive like idiots. And she just got back from a rollover. Beth, remind me where you are.
Poconos.
Oh, okay.
Beth, you were in the rollover, or you saw a rollover and you just got back from watching?
I'm assuming just got back from watching the way she wrote that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, congratulations if you were in a rollover and you survived.
Let me change the topic just a little bit. Did you hear about the bridge collapse
Yes,
in Pittsburgh?
I did.
In Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yes, a bridge this morning with cars and a Port Authority bus on it collapsed.
Really?
Yeah, fell
See,
about
this is
100
why I don't
feet.
like bridges.
Luckily, no
over by-
fatalities or anything, but there
over
were a
by
couple.
Frick Park, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, it was like
Whatever gets
on
rid
the
of
edge of
Pittsburgh
Frick Park
faster.
over by Braddock. But just
See, you could have saved that for the news.
that's not news. It's not Gettysburg news.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler alert: there's not much Gettysburg news this week, guys.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you're hanging in there just to see me, I'll catch you next week.
So I because nobody was killed and there were no
They were all
actu-
gone.
There were actually no serious injuries.
Yeah.
Really?
Amazingly,
Yeah,
when the
no,
bridge
yeah.
collapsed.
Did
With
it,
a-
what
with
is
a
it?
Port Authority
Three-
bus on it.
3 were taken to a hospital, but with minor injuries, nothing
Yeah.
life.
How
yeah.
high? How
100
high of 100 feet?
Yes, it
Yeah.
collapsed.
And and then that's into
It
what? A
went-
river or a ravine?
Just a ravine down below. It's basically it was like an overpass kind of bridge.
But what was really interesting about it was the bridge was just inspected back in September.
But it was
And
rated.
B-
It was rated badly. It was rated poorly, and it had like
Fair
some kind
enough.
of weight limit on it, which
Okay.
they're not answering questions yet as to whether the
Sure.
Port Authority bus should have been on it.
Sure.
Apparently, but
But B, the president is speaking about an infrastructure bill in Pittsburgh tonight.
he went to he was there with Governor Wolf.
Like,
and,
oh wow,
yeah.
That's some interesting timing going on there.
That's one of my fears, man, is being stuck on a bridge and it collapses.
Well, there was that one in Minnesota, wasn't it? Like 20 years ago. I think it was in high school. It was an interstate bridge collapsed into a river, and a whole bunch of people died.
I seem to remember that too. Yeah, and then of course there's the famous one in West Virginia that I can't remember the name of.
Oh, in Huntington.
Huntington, yeah. Was that the one with the Mothman prophecies?
Yeah,
Is that whole story? Yeah.
That's not the bridge to nowhere or something like that.
No, it was an actual bridge that went somewhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of emergency vehicles because of the crash. All right. So, well, I'm glad to hear that nobody got hurt.
Nobody
seriously hurt.
Yeah. 3 were taken by ambulance, but nothing life-threatening is what they reported.
Perfect.
The other 7, I guess, were just kind of treated on scene.
Well, and here in Gettysburg, we are lucky enough to report that, to my knowledge, no one has crashed into a building this week.
That's why I said there's no news. I mean, what do you want from me? That's the only thing I know how to report here.
Yeah. Well, that's usually the only news that there is.
And bank robberies. We've been on a little hiatus.
That's true. Bank robberies and buildings being crashed into. I really think that we should launch an investigation into what is going on. There's got to be something in common that all these building crashers have, but a lot of them aren't Gettysburg people.
Well,
you know, like that guy that died in the blazing inferno there. He was from Baltimore.
No, I know that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where these other people are from. They could all be locals for all I know.
Well, the lady
but...
that double whammied her own house, I'm assuming she lived, she's here. With emphasis, I'm here.
I am home, and if you don't believe me, I'll crash into it again.
She was bitter about not having a garage.
She's like, God damn it, if my husband won't get me a house with a garage, I'll make one myself.
Might be cheaper.
It's definitely cheaper, yeah. Boy. So, what else has been going on here, Ronnie?
What'd you do this week, Matt? Anything fun? Some guests, I'm assuming.
Gas?
Guests.
I had plenty of gas, but... well, let's see. We had, actually, Monday's show on Patreon, we're going to have Mike Baritsky. What?
Yeah. Oh, no. I got another text from a friend basically saying we jinxed it. There's definitely going to be a car crash now.
Great.
I mean, define jinx, Victoria. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of rooting for it now.
Oh, that's terrible.
No,
so far, no one, except for the guy in the fiery Blazing Inferno.
And the guy that hit the blue and gray, I think, had a medical... I think,
but he didn't die.
No, I don't. No.
And then
the guy at the sheets.
pump. Yeah, I just remembered that.
Yeah.
Last year, a guy got pinned.
I completely forgot about the sheets incident.
He was in bad shape. If I remember, like this is not even funny and remotely, but he was hospitalized for like weeks before he.
But he lived.
No,
he died.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was hospitalized and then died in the hospital.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Getting pinned between a car and a pump.
Yeah, not even. I mean, just like, we joke about it, and obviously we're joking, guys. Like, please don't send the hate mail in or anything like that. But, we talk about that, like on the sidewalk or whatever, where would you go? But at least sometimes you would, if you see something coming, you have an opportunity to jump out of the way. Apparently this car just came careening, basically T-boned his own vehicle into the pump. And I mean, you wouldn't even see it coming. I mean, that's just so sad. Like,
yeah, that sucks. You're just doing something innocent and everyday type of a thing, like not mowing your lawn, getting gas, and boom.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. It's like, I like to walk around town, but I think from now on I'm only going to walk on the alleyways because you just never know who's going to come careening off the road into the sidewalk. Eating at a sidewalk cafe, and boom!
Yeah.
Just as you're putting that BLT in your mouth, and then bam, it just hits you.
No, they were the owner of the Blue and Gray when that incident happened. I mean, it was just such a freak accident. It was like 90 degrees into his building, and there were tables there. It just was right before lunchtime. Like, people weren't there, thank God.
Very
lucky.
It
was just right before like opening time.
But here's the thing, and I don't want to be like Debbie Downer here, right? But like, law of averages says that sooner or later there's going to be a catastrophe.
Yeah.
And my money is on those parklets. I mean,
oh yeah,
that's where it's going to happen. And I don't know how the borough, like their solicitor, didn't say you might not want to allow these because of this or that or the other thing, but they probably can't be sued.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they're kind of. I don't know. I'm trying to envision. Well, the one outside the pub.
Yeah.
Is right where, like, that parklet hadn't been established when the person hit the pub.
Right.
There was that time where the guy, I think, hit the gas rather than reverse, but then they put the parklet in. But
like
it would
months
be
later.
fairly difficult to hit that because you'd have to, like, even the one in front of Plowman and stuff, you'd have to kind of, like, come around and then, like, just totally
Ronnie,
not turn your wheel.
But you know, and you just said something that would refute what you just said there. You know that when these things happen, they make no sense.
Yeah.
Like, so this is one I forgot to tell you about on the show a couple of weeks ago. One day I hear this, like, I hear tires screech and a crash, right? It's very much like this, right?
Okay.
And
I think we talked about
we did
this
talk
last
about this,
week, as
but
a
you
matter of fact.
you were under the influence.
No, I wasn't.
Maybe
We
it was
talked
2
about
weeks
it
ago
last
then.
week?
It might have been 2 weeks ago, but
So we did
if
talk
you don't
about it on the
remember
show.
it
Okay.
whatsoever, you were.
Well, so maybe I've been under the influence since then.
I'm
So.
teasing.
Wipes my
Been above
memory.
the influence.
No, so we so that thing happened, and I remember going and looking at it, and the way the car was turned, and then the damage on the car, and the damage on the building, I was just like, how in the world did you manage this?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. But
talent.
Yeah, I guess so. So anyway, yeah. So far so good. No one has crashed into anything this week here. What else is new? Mike Lentz, he's back to work, so he will be less available on the show for a while as he recovers from 6 weeks off. 6 questions, gets 6 weeks off. But he says that he loves you all, except for who? Who do you think he doesn't love?
Me.
Nope.
It would have to be Owen then.
No, Bill Etzkorn. He says he doesn't love Bill Etzkorn.
Oh, I don't believe that. Who doesn't love Bill Etzkorn?
Oh my God, I love Bill Etzkorn.
Okay, I'm just kidding. He doesn't not love Bill Etzkorn. He just yeah. So he told me, like, he stopped by the other day. I was here and he stopped by and he goes, I just wanted to tell you, I'm not going to be able to come for the Friday shows because I'm back to work now and got to work and catch up and all that stuff. And I said, okay. He goes, I just wanted you to know that so that if I didn't show up, you wouldn't think I hate you.
Aww.
And I said, I'm glad you said that because that's literally the first thing I would think. So that's kind of the way my mind works. So yeah, so Mike is
Mike's very
still
thoughtful.
with us. Yeah. He is a very thoughtful guy. But yeah, so
real quick, I didn't realize this. Beth said she's actually an EMT, so she was on the call. I did not realize that's okay.
Okay, that
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yes, it would have helped us, Beth, if we knew that ahead of time, so that we would know that you were okay. And the context always matters, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Gorman's flight is booked.
Oh, nice.
For February 26th.
Nice.
And his transportation from and to Newark is taken care of.
Awesome.
And you're peacing out? Okay, peace out. And it's taken care of, and so we want to thank all the people who volunteered to do that. But we have that set, so we want to thank Peter Bonfanti for offering to pick him up. Well, I cajoled him into it. Pick him up at Newark and bring him down here, and then Bill and Cindy Etzkorn are going to take him from here back to Newark on Monday after the show. So
nice.
that is all for that.
Is he coming alone, or who? What's the update on who he's coming with?
Well, we had 2 tickets. He was going to bring his daughter, but then she had I think a scheduling conflict, so he's got a friend that he's going to talk to about coming out. But he's not sure about him because he's kind of afraid of people.
Do you talk to Patrick?
I mean, we don't like call regularly, and it's like, so how was your day? You don't do that.
I mean, but you're not also a stranger, right?
No, we call each other out of the blue.
Let me throw what I'm thinking at you. If he happens to have any friends that even remotely, preferably single, obviously, that even remotely want to like move out this area or anything like that, have him bring him. Just, like new.
You're looking for a sugar daddy?
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be old. You don't have to imply old. I'm just, it doesn't have to be wealthy. Just any,
All right, Ronnie.
Man, this conversation went in directions that I never assumed it would.
Hey, look. Why don't we do this then? Why don't we do this? Why don't we have have people come on and it'll be like Dial a Date. Remember that?
I don't.
Or
that.
like Love Connection. We'll do a little game show and we'll have a couple of candidates who would like to go on a date with you, and then you get to choose.
No one's gonna come. They're gonna be like. And I'm gonna be sitting
Are
there
you
like,
kidding me? Are you kidding me? I guarantee you.
Nobody's gonna show up.
Look at the comments are going nuts. The comments are going nuts.
I would show up.
What the hell? Somebody's.
I would show up, but
Eric?
Mostly just to see what else showed up.
Well, let me tell you this. You know, what are you doing, Owen? What is that you're doing?
Mute him. Just mute him.
Money. What's wrong with you?
I'm 36.
That's rough.
I don't know what that was either.
It was ABBA.
I didn't
You should know who that is.
Holy heck, that scared me too. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh
God.
Scared the heck out of
Oh,
me. I could hear
boy.
it through my headphones.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
We are
look
in
what
for
the
a
cat
treat.
just dragged in. Have a seat. Have a
Please
seat.
don't break my door.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Cam Mallow just walked in, unannounced, unplanned for, like a scary, over-friendly guest you've brought to bed. Hello, Cam. How are you?
Good.
Pull that mic to you. Why do they grab it by the back? Why do they always grab it by the
Because
back?
it makes sense to grab it by the
No,
back.
it doesn't. You grab it by here. You grab it by here. Anyway, yes. Cam Mallow, you have been missed. I have to tell you, people are saying, "Where is our Cam? Oh, where has our little Cam gone?" And here he is. Where have you been?
He's been wheeling women around West Virginia in a wheelbarrow.
Have you?
No.
Oh, that would have been fun. So really, where have you been, Cam?
I've been working down in West Virginia, my hometown.
What's the name of your hometown?
Moorfield, West Virginia.
We should have let the girls guess where he's from.
Oh,
we totally
damn.
ruined that. That was an
Sorry,
opportunity.
ladies.
I mean, he's advertising it on his shirt.
Yeah, but
So you got so you're down in West Virginia. How come? Why are you not up here all the time? Because you're still subbing?
Yeah, I'm still subbing. I've actually got a long-term sub. I'm working with special need kids who's been in trouble a lot.
How's that going?
Real good.
Yeah.
It's,
They give you a hard time?
not all the time.
No, what do you mean they get in trouble a lot?
Well, they've just had a history of getting into trouble.
But they're special needs?
Yeah.
Well, who's punishing special needs
wait.
kids?
Special needs like they have an IEP, or special needs like they have behavioral issues?
Behavior.
Yeah.
Ah, so the little jerks. I get it. Okay. So I said that, not you. So
Cam's the enforcer.
Yeah.
No,
so
I'm
you
just-
got to get up there and crack a whip.
No, just
Did you get up
working
there
with
like
them.
when they're talking and stuff? You just go, "Aye," and then they all come to, and then you're like, "I told you."
Do you ever
Not-
beat on your classroom door like you're the cops?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that
So
translated
don't do
well.
it here.
But we
Well,
were
you
sitting
talk
here
about
and
crashing.
we just heard
Yeah.
and we all just were like, what the hell? And like you think of moments like that, and I immediately, I don't know, Eric, if you started doing this, but I immediately said, okay, I'm gonna go under the table.
No.
And I'm gonna push Veronica out of the way.
Oh, I thought you were saying the line of fire.
No, well, out of my way.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then just barrel through that locked door.
Oh, okay.
Until
Like
I
a
break my
George
shoulders.
Costanza kind of
Yeah,
thing, right?
absolutely. Well, to go get help, somebody's got to go get help.
Well, I started to consider exactly how I was going to exit the door, and whether or not it was going to be a boot to the chest or a fist to the face.
Boy.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, Cam. All right. So you, so have you done any reenacting or anything like that now?
Mostly just working.
No. Do you have meetings for your reenacting group, the West Virginia Marauders? What are they called? Seventh.
Yeah,
no,
the Seventh.
Seventh West Virginia. Do you guys have meetings during the winter and say, okay, we're going to do this event?
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Speaking of events, you have one coming up in April, don't you?
Yep.
Tell us about that, please.
Got to go to Beverly, West Virginia for a symposium where I'm talking about my research I've been doing for several years on Union militia from my home area called the Swamp Dragons. And I'm going to be presenting there during the symposium on my research, which is going to be the announcement of my book that's coming out maybe in a couple next year or so once I get it all finished.
And the symposium is at what college?
It's not Aldersman, Brodesson.
Sorry. Where is it going to be?
It's going to be in Beverly, West Virginia, just south of Elkins.
So just like in the town square, you're going to be standing out there. So where do people, if they're going to go to Beverly?
Beverly History Center.
Beverly History Center in Beverly, West Virginia. How far is that from here?
Probably about 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Worth the trip is what I say. That's the distance.
That is the worth the trip distance to go see our buddy Cam.
This guy right here is the headliner. He's the keynote. He's the last speaker of the day, right?
Yeah, this is what I have to. This is why we have to go because I need to see what this is all about. Is it a preschool?
No, it's not a preschool.
It's not a preschool. So you're going to be talking to adults.
Yes.
Interesting.
Unless Matt shows up.
Unless I show up, and then it turns into a preschool.
And then
I'll be good.
Then I'm supposed to be in Morgantown, I think March.
Morgantown, now, is that the one that's out by Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's further away.
I'm supposed to present,
I'm not going to that one.
I'm supposed to present a smaller talk.
A smaller one.
On the 7th West Virginia Infantry.
Okay. So what's the symposium? What are you talking about there?
There's all the speakers. We're all speaking on the guerrilla warfare in the mountains of West Virginia.
I didn't know that we had gorillas in.
Not that kind of gorilla.
That's a monkey.
Well, as it turns out, we have monkeys around Danville now.
Do we? What is with these exotic pet people?
You didn't hear about the no. This is not exotic pet people at all.
It's not?
This was a tractor trailer transporting 100 monkeys for the CDC that crashed.
Oh, for the CDC.
Yeah, and some of them shits got loose.
Oh, boy.
There's apparently, I thought they had all been taken care of because it was reported they had all been taken care of. But I saw an article last night saying that there's one unaccounted for.
Oh, boy.
So there's probably a monkey hanging out in the woods around Danville, Pennsylvania right now.
Oh, my God.
That wasn't now.
Okay, well, so that's going to be interesting to see how that. He's probably dead.
Well, I mean, they're monkeys. They're resourceful. You can't trust them.
And these monkeys were for the CDC?
Yeah, they were lab monkeys.
Run free, little guy.
Yeah.
Run free.
Now we got a new virus we got to worry about because this little monkey's dead.
Yeah, God knows what they were infected.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing to see here.
Oh, my God.
We got them all. Don't worry.
Yeah. Great. All right, so
wait, real quick, Cam. So, in case we can't make the trip, is it going to be, are either of them virtually? No, you have to be in person.
Yeah, internet pet over there can be bad sometimes. So
really, yeah, well,
they've been trying to have this conference now for 2 years. They were going to do it right before COVID broke. When COVID broke out, it got canceled.
And they just now got the phone lines run.
Yeah.
And then they were going to try it last year. But they canceled it, so they're doing it this year, and been waiting 2 years to do this.
That means you've had an extra 2 years to work on these presentations. So this better be like a grand slam kind of presentation.
Yeah, no
pressure.
See, we talk about all these big battles around here all the time, but one thing a lot of people don't know, there was a lot of on the home front. There was a lot of guerrilla warfare.
Right.
It's a tactic for fighting militia. Like militia, like a Vietnam style fighting.
Right. Yeah. Irregulars.
Yeah. And so
flamethrowers?
No flamethrowers.
Flamethrowers and
punji sticks
and
traps.
Pits and that type of stuff.
I've ran into several accounts where a lot of them was
run.
Cam rans. It's fine.
Okay. Fine.
Where they
trying to help you for your symposium.
Potato, you run, he rans, whatever. Jeez, let the man talk.
Where they kidnapped a bunch of moonshine. So.
Now where's this?
In some of the stuff I've read about them.
I will correct that. I'm not sure you can kidnap moonshine.
No, they actually stole moonshine.
Yeah, that you might be able to do.
It is. That's the word.
That you might be able to do.
Kidnap is for humans.
I'm goofing with you, Cam.
Kidnap humans or puppies. All right, so now this is. Can I get some of this moonshine, or is this an old story that you're telling me?
This isn't the story I was.
So this isn't current, like the monkeys.
Yeah, this is stories that's written about them going towards somebody's house, taking their apple brandy, and then burning down the whole homestead and running off with it. So there's all kinds of unique accounts I've ran across, and what I've had to do is take folklore and try to match it with actual evidence.
Real lore.
Yeah, and I've been working on this for 10 years.
Right.
So
+2.
+2. Or including 2.
And the book I'm hoping to have out maybe go into editing maybe during the summer. And
You have a
maybe
name for the
next year.
book?
The Loyal West Virginians, the Swamp Dragons.
That's a good one. I like that. And you thank you very much. You're going to self-publish this, or do you have a publisher?
So I've actually already got one publisher interested in it, and I've already written close to 20,000 words.
Ever?
No.
For this book.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got
close
to 20,000 words now written for the book.
And
I don't know.
Of course.
What is that? I mean, it sounds impressive. That sounds like a lot, but
about
how many
3
pages are on, or how many words are on a page, roughly?
500.
Is it about 500?
500 on a single page.
So let's see. If quick math here, 20,500. So that means it's 4,000 pages.
No.
400 pages. Sorry, Catholic school education there.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, my Catholic school was the worst. We were using leftover textbooks that the public schools didn't use anymore because they were out of date. So like my parents, I remember were looking at my history book one time and they thought it was really weird because when it got to the civil rights movement, they just called it Trouble Ahead. I stole that from the Family Guy. That wasn't my own brilliant joke, but it wasn't that old. But it was like, they were getting the 4th edition, and we were getting the 3rd edition. So, but and it had a lot of graffiti in it. So imagine little Catholic school kids with pictures of wieners and boobies in their textbooks because the public school kids drew them, and we're like, what are these things?
Yeah, what is this?
Oh, look at this spaceship. And then we would cut them out with these little cut out wieners and boobies, and we'd have little space battles. None of us knew because we were Catholic and we're not allowed to know about that stuff. No, not at all.
We lost Cam.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Cam.
Cam's over this.
Cam, let me ask you a question. Did you are you nervous about your symposium thing? Because if you're the headliner, that means you're the big dad. You're Elvis, right? And the people that are coming on before you're like the Guess Who,
Well, they're
just
more
up and coming,
they're more
but
experts than I am.
So how are you the keynote speaker?
Well, I don't know if you could say keynote speaker, but they got my
name on the bottom of the page.
In the title, which is real neat.
So the title of the symposium is
it's got
Cameron Mellow's Swamp
Cameron Mellow's Swamp
People. It's just got the Monocacy Rangers, McNeil Rangers, Swamp Dragons is in there. So
okay. So in other words, they're listing the things. So the other guys are going to talk about the other units you're talking about. Got it. Okay. Very good. And do you know what order you go in? Are you going first, last, second? Whatever?
Very last.
Very last. Oh, they're saving the best for last. So you're the headliner.
Yeah, he is the headliner.
That's
it's
great.
the first time that any research has actually been presented on them alone.
Yeah, and this is all because of the celebrity status you've gained from being on the show, right? Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Okay. If you get up there and you get to the podium and you've forgotten your notes, what are you going to say?
I've been researching these.
Shit.
Are you going to say that, Cam?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, good. I don't want to hear you talk like that. No, what are you going to say?
I won't, I probably got this stuff down so well, I probably won't need notes.
Good. I hope so. Well, we're going to go and see it. We're going to take a break. Come back. You going to stick around, Cam?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
Sit tight. Matt and the gang will be back in just a bit.
Think outside the bus and let family-owned Gettysburg Tours take you on a cycling journey across the picturesque and historic Gettysburg battlefield. There's no better way than by bicycle to gain a feel for the terrain of the battlefield. Slow enough to see it all, yet fast enough to do it all. Follow the route of Union troops entering the fray as you ride to the site of the first shots of this epic 3-day battle. Feel the drama as you put yourself in the position of a Confederate soldier just before he steps off to make Pickett's charge. Take a stand with the heroic Colonel Chamberlain on the slopes of Little Round Top just before you view the fields of honor beneath you from its summit. All of our guides are officially licensed by the National Park Service. So don't get a sore neck trying to see out of your car and saddle up with Gettysburg Tours for a 360-degree view of America's most important piece of real estate. Gettysburg Tours. Think outside the bus. Go to gettysburg.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Welcome. You have in your hands a virtual time machine set to transport you to July of 1863.
More than 7 years ago, our father ruled such men in an army before opposition.
This device immerses you in the stories that unfolded here at Gettysburg.
I recruited black men.
You can meet the people who lived these stories.
They were trying to take away our way of life.
Stand next to them. Some will even talk to you. Explore the grounds to discover artifacts and secrets that remain here. And all the while, layers of information are at your fingertips. You're about to engage in a powerful new way to experience history. Your time machine is activated. The controls have rolled back the years, and you have arrived to witness a turning point in American history.
Have you noticed our revamped website at addressinggettysburg.com? Well, that's the fine work of a man named Mike Stretch, and he also redid our logo for us. Both of them I originally designed, and both of them were originally horrible, but now they're nice, and that's all thanks to Mike. And Mike has an awesome t-shirt company called Heritage Depot. There you'll find great designs based on Gettysburg and the Civil War with t-shirts and other types of merchandise. So go to heritage-depot.com and spruce up your Gettys Nerd wardrobe. That's heritage-depot.com. Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
with Cam's Idol.
That was years ago.
Here's Matt.
All right. We're back now, and Cam, real quick before we get to our guests, Cam, by the way, our guests, I'll introduce him in a second, but Cam just told me that he spends a lot of time at auction houses. Oh. And he gets up there and he's like, we got this nice lamp from Mrs. Henderson's living room. She recently passed away. We're going to start the bidding at $5. Do I hear $5? $5 going once? $6.50. You do that, right, Cam?
No, I'm not. My mouth's not that fast.
It's not that fast. Well, it's a West Virginia auction. It's a little slower.
Oh,
right. All right. So our guests today are Bethany and Jaimee, and they are here from the Children of Gettysburg 1863 Museum. And welcome, ladies. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I had the distinct honor of going in there last week, and I immediately had trouble. Bethany had to come out and get me because I went to the wrong door. There's like 35 doors on this building, and I guess they sit there and look out the window and watch all the idiots go to the wrong door. And so, once I got in, though, it was fine, and we went around. And I have to tell you, I think, what?
Isn't it the same? I haven't been there, full disclosure, during working hours. But isn't the entrance the same door that was used when it was the Rupp House?
Correct.
You were never at the
I was
Rupp
never
House?
in the Rupp House.
Oh, my God.
Actually, I was in the Rupp House.
What kind of Gettysburg person are you?
Well, I don't know. Well, I was
trying
in
to identify it.
Yeah, I had a meeting there when it was like the foundation offices, like
it's still the foundation.
12 years ago. Well, I mean, it was like only, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't think there was anything downstairs. I think it was all there for foundation, like official purposes or something like that.
That
yeah,
was
I don't
BB before Bethany.
BB, yes, exactly. It was definitely before you.
Those are actually initials that official Friends of Gettysburg and Foundation material goes out. And if it was
BB.
A, B, and B,
Yeah.
C, if it's BB, I mean that's an official demarcation of time within the foundation.
Which basically means it's no longer relevant because it was before Bethany.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
Bethany changed. She's a game changer.
I'm here now.
But so now Bethany, I met you years ago apparently.
Yes.
And
which he doesn't remember,
right.
although he claims he does.
Well, I mean, you are familiar, so I believe you that I met you, but I just don't have any recollection of it because that was so long ago.
It was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time for my brain.
I don't know if you caught it in the first segment, but he doesn't even remember telling a story last
2 weeks ago.
Maybe 2 weeks ago at the most. Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah. I don't even remember what I had or if I had breakfast.
There you go.
So. And then Jaimee, you're a listener and you recently moved here, and those are two unrelated things. But you recently moved here, and now you're working for the foundation over there. How do you like living here in Gettysburg? Is it everything you dreamed it would be?
It is delightful. It's actually better than what I dreamed it could be.
I agree.
Strikingly, it's like you get to those moments where you go, what was I thinking before I got here? And then you look back and go, oh my God, this is even better. It's fantastic. And
she truly takes advantage of everything Gettysburg has to offer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw you at the Tim Smith lecture a few weeks ago, and I heard you were there last week.
Yep.
So you're getting into all that stuff, and that's the nice stuff about living here year round. Is in the wintertime, it's a completely different feel and scene for the locals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to actually participate and not have to
stand at the back of the room.
You get to be at the front of the room. You get to be at the front of the room. You have room to spread out, and you can just relax, and you don't have to worry about climbing over mountains of tourists trying to eat.
Exactly.
Or get their ice cream.
No, I'm still living the tourist life though, because I'm still I'm only here for 6-7 months so far. So and to me that's mind blowing. It's been that long. So I'm still living it up like I'm totally just on vacation.
And that doesn't really go away very quickly. I mean, you'll keep doing that. I mean, I once in a while when I remember to, if I post something on Instagram, I'll use the hashtag resident tourist because that's what I feel like is I still feel like I'm on vacation, like because, and I've been here for going to be 4 years in June. Like it doesn't feel like I'm actually, not on vacation, if that makes any sense.
That works for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I got you.
Wonderful. So, all right, tell us a little bit about this museum.
Are you from here originally?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
No, I moved here, I guess 3 or 4 years ago now. I don't remember. It was a while.
From where?
From Clarion, Pennsylvania. I moved to York.
Okay.
And then I moved to Gettysburg because I told my husband, basically, you have no choice. You can do your job from anywhere.
Yeah, that helps.
Nerdiness.
But you were here before. That's how we met.
Yeah, when I lived in York. I was driving from York when
I see.
when I met you previously.
Gotcha. And then you finally said we're moving here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, very good. So tell us a little bit about the museum. What is it? I really liked it. I really did. And I always say that, not always, but I've recently started saying in relation to that is that it's even good for adults to go to, especially if you're new to the whole battle experience. Because I think it just, I don't know, there's
It's
just something about it's history light, but there's all the interactive stuff that's even interesting for adults, and you make a little bit of a game out of it. Tell us like what it is. You go in there.
It's an interactive experience for children. So everything, they can touch and play with everything. It's for grades kindergarten through 5th grade is primarily our audience that we're looking at. And we just tell the story of 6 kids that actually lived in Gettysburg during the time of the battle. And we use their first-person accounts to tell the story of the battle.
Okay.
So you follow them through the museum, these 6 children. In the meantime, you are also having interactive exhibits where we try to immerse you into the atmosphere of what it was like to live during the battle.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had very great success with it, I feel. I mean, the kids don't want to leave when they come in. And when they get to the last room, they say, what do we do now? Like, well, it's over, you're done. And they go, can we go through again? So to me, that's success. And when the parents are like, thank God we're here, because we just took them through a whole bunch of museums where they couldn't touch anything, and now they can. Yeah. It's tiring as a parent when you go through a museum and you're like, don't touch, please don't touch that. Stop doing that. Don't put your mouth on the glass. So here you don't have to do that. You can pretty much touch everything.
Yeah, that's neat.
So.
Yeah, and you can, and there's I like the basement room.
Yeah.
And I like the medical room.
Yeah.
The medical room looks fun because you can like operate on a mannequin.
Yep.
They have a cadaver in there. That you can,
yeah.
No, you can operate on a mannequin, and the basement room, is full of crates and things, and they're like, where would you hide? And then you open one up, and there's somebody hiding there already. You're like, oh no, it is. And as it turns out, I don't think there is a place to hide in there.
There is. There is a crate that it opens and it's empty.
Oh, that was the one in the corner.
Yeah, we've had families of 4 stuff
Squeeze
themselves in there. It's really adorable.
The
kids like it.
God, can you imagine?
Now, you're not operating on Bob. Bob, you're dressing his wounds.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to gross anybody out.
Yeah, no, it's just a mannequin.
Yeah, it's just a mannequin. His name is Bob. The kids named him.
Mm-hmm.
And
very
ironically,
original.
the gentleman who gave us the clothes and made the cot that he's laying on is also named Bob. Shout out Bobby Tice.
Okay.
And he's just a huge hit, the mannequin, and Bobby Tice. And the kids need something hands-on to equate these experiences. I mean, they're heavy topics, really.
Yeah.
So making it a little bit less intimidating, a little bit less scary, is what the goal of this museum is.
Right. And so that they'll read more about it, and then when they get older, then they can realize how scary it is? Yeah.
Basically, this is, exactly.
I mean, sooner or later.
This is my opportunity. I'll be perfectly selfish right now. This is my opportunity to become the nerd that I wish I had been at that age. I wish I had something like this at this age, because I don't remember a time when I didn't love the Civil War. And so this is me trying to start other nerdlings on their path.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone in the comments says that this museum sounds perfect for Owen. Owen, There you go. Oh, and the
and
clapper.
you can come anytime you want.
Yeah. You don't. It's okay that you're in high school. I mean college.
We take all kinds.
I was going to say, and I know this is sincere because it's coming from our fan and friend, Estella, and she says she does not have children or grandchildren. However, she and her husband visited the museum, and they both really enjoyed it. They learned so much about the sick children that that were highlighted. So it really is.
Six.
What did I say?
You said sick.
Oh,
I'm sure they got sick at some point in their life. But,
I didn't end the word.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Estella.
Estella,
thank you, Estella. That's very sweet of you to say.
So, what are during the season? Not now. What are the hours?
We're open 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
That's a long day.
It is, but it's a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a good smattering of time that people can feel that they can spread out their visit, so they don't feel rushed.
Right.
So just to clarify, because that was a little confusing how that came out. You are, however, open currently.
Yeah, we are open currently right now.
Okay, yeah.
Thursday through Sunday, noon to 5.
Right. Okay. But most people come in the season. That's why I was asking that. Now, do you? Go ahead. You were going to say something.
We've had a lot of homeschool groups during the winter, which is great.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, they come. They use our museum as like their history field trip.
Yeah.
So. When the first time somebody told me that, I literally cried a little tear. I was so excited.
It is nice though when you hear that people do stuff like that. Like I always like to hear that people listen to this show with their kids, you know, and then they go, "I love it. It's great." But can you ask Eric to watch his mouth?
Yeah.
And he says, "F you," and I say, "Eric, that's not right." Okay, so now, you. It's open 7. I got a question. Why do you think that no one stays open past 7 o'clock here at Gettysburg when people are always looking for stuff to do at night?
That is true. However, there is also a lot of people who are they're so tired from being out on the battlefield all day. I mean, Veronica, you know, like when we do our nerd events for membership.
Oh yeah, 4:30.
By the time 4:30 comes around, they're like on the floor.
Full day, yeah.
Like it's a long day, and especially when you're dealing with children, because I mean, I have not taken my son out on the battlefield yet because he's not yet 2. But I can imagine a parent of like a 10-year-old out on that battlefield. They're just frenzying. So you're tired. They're tired. I would say that's probably why. You eat and you want to sleep.
And you want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. I totally get it. But we have had success being open later. So join us, rest of Gettysburg. Join us.
Yes,
at the 7 o'clock hour.
No, it's really a good. Do you guys like hold events there or anything? Are you going to? Yeah.
Yep.
What?
So the Gettysburg Foundation also owns the side yard, that open lot beside the Rupp House. So we have encampments that are set up, scheduled for the summer. We have a very interesting Mother's Day program coming up where we're going to do a fashion show and a high tea.
Oh, a high tea.
Yeah, so we can glam up a little bit with your mom. And then for Father's Day, we're going to do a day in life in a soldier so they can sign up, get enlisted, drill, eat camp food, stuff like that.
Now, I heard somebody say, is it true that they're not going to allow Confederate reenactors to camp there?
Uh-oh.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I had a feeling that was bull.
Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity nerd. So whatever side you want.
So it's up to you.
Yeah.
Because you're the manager.
I am the manager.
How did you get the gig as the manager of the Children's Museum?
Do you want the real answer or the Bethany answer? The real answer is I applied and was there. The Bethany answer is I think I was the only one that showed up and wanted to really do it.
Oh, okay. So they had no other choice.
No. Yeah. No. Really, they had no other choice. See, the thing is, and one thing I have come to realize very quickly is that there is a difference between being a history nerd and wanting to teach people about it, and being a history nerd and wanting to teach children about it.
Yeah.
Children are a different breed of cat.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people that were very excited about it, but then when they realized it was for children, they got a little scared. And I totally understand that because you do have to be a special kind of person to put up with children all day that aren't yours. But
Amen to that. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Watching their little faces and when they realize something or they discovered something new, it's fascinating.
Yeah, that
it
has
really
to be
is.
pretty rewarding. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah,
does. Yeah.
And I've gotten hugs from random kids because they just are so like they've learned something and they're so excited about life when they leave that they're like, "Thank you."
That's nice.
Yeah.
We have someone here says that Bethany and her staff are awesome. A big shout out to her.
From Gary Myers.
Yeah, Gary Myers
Gary
says that.
Myers.
Oh, you know Gary?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. So it's not
He's
as
so cute.
It's not as meaningful
Bethany
a compliment
is
then
very
if you
humble,
know the person.
right? But there's a backstory to that too. You didn't just come into the Gettysburg Foundation to take over the Children's
No,
Museum.
I've
You
been
had basically
here for 6 years.
Right. And can you tell us what did you do within the foundation leading up to the
So
museum?
I ran the membership events for our the Friends of Gettysburg. So things like Fall Muster, Spring Muster, the Remembrance Day illumination, Volunteer Work Day.
i.e. a lot of work.
It was a lot
All
of work.
Of those are a lot of work.
But the members of the Gettysburg Foundation are some of the coolest people. Like, you walk into a room and they're actually talking about Lincoln or they're talking about Meade. And you're like, oh my God, I found my people. Thank God.
Right.
So, because normally you say General Meade and people look at you like, who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then these guys are talking about that and they love it.
Right.
And so every day, and I'm not doing that job anymore. Aaron Pierce, shout out to Aaron, is doing it now. But I still go because I miss them.
Yeah.
And I want to be around them. So they have no choice but to deal with me.
But I guess my point was, like I said, I know you're very humble, but you are highly, highly thought of within the foundation and the friends and everything. And I personally couldn't think of anybody better suited to have. I mean, again, there was a lot of work, obviously, that went into the planning and execution, and literally you built that museum. I mean, you gutted the old
It
rep
was a
house.
team.
And, well, yeah, right. I'm not saying you, but
No, you went in
spearheaded
there
it.
with your tool belt.
I did actually rip out some things.
Yeah.
You went with your tool belt and some lumber.
Yeah.
Be honest. Take the credit you're deserving.
Yeah.
All right, and
but
so
it's
yeah.
fun.
How do you need tickets? Is it included with membership?
You
Like,
don't need tickets to go to the museum in advance. You can get them when you come through the door. But if you want to do it in advance, we love to know when groups are coming, especially because then we can kind of plan ahead. Because there are times when groups come and it's just me or just Jaimee, and it's a little overwhelming. So knowing in advance is very helpful so we can get more volunteers there and have more staff.
What's the entrance fee?
It is free for kids. Up to 12.
Okay.
And then adults are $7.50.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No.
It's not bad at
So
all.
we had a very lovely grant from a local business owner. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name.
Well,
But
just
anyway,
say a lovely grant from a
lovely
local
grant from a
business
local
owner.
business owner who paid to have the kids be free.
That's awesome.
So
Oh, very nice.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's really nice.
And they should be free, the kids. You know, even if you didn't have a local business owner do that, they should be free. You just charge the parents a little more.
I mean, that's my opinion, but when you go to children's museums, usually it's the other way around.
I
The
know.
parents are free or discounted.
You know
and
why?
The kids, because they're the main audience.
Because those children's museums are not about children learning. They're about making money off of families who want to do something with their kids. You guys want children to learn.
Yes.
And that's the difference. You're the real deal. These other ones stink.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
No. We don't need to put the other people down
No,
to talk
we
about
love
how
them.
great you are.
We love all children museums.
Yes. But yours is the best.
Thank you.
No, it really is. It really is nice. And again, I say this. I don't have any kids. I went in there. Now I went in there to research for doing this interview. But I would totally go there, like as an adult by myself, not researching, just to see because I don't know. It's just like. It's a different side of the story that I don't really know a lot about, which is the kids. Well, the kids especially. You know, I mean, you know, like the famous quotes from some of the kids that witnessed cool things or did goofy things or whatever. But when you do it with each room having a theme and also like you ask questions like what would you do or what would you take with you? That was the one. Remember, and I was like, I would take this, that, and the other thing, right? And then your answer was, well, you would be dead.
Because those aren't valid things.
Yeah, that's not really. But no, but it makes the kids think, if you were presented with this situation, what would you do? And even as an adult, I actually kind of did ponder these questions for a bit. And I was like, I have no idea what I would do. Like, I would hope that I would do the right thing or the good thing or whatever.
Oh no, I'd be sitting in a fetal position crying.
Yeah,
that's what 100%.
that's what I think is most likely going to happen for me. But I would like to do.
Yeah, I'd like to
those other
think that I
things.
would be amazing.
Yeah.
And just be like,
They'll write books about me. They'll build statues.
Nurse extraordinaire. Like,
Yeah.
I saved 700 lives single-handedly.
Yeah, yeah.
But no.
And I
like Tilly Pierce.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, somebody. Somebody
Saw
to have did a
everything.
thing and place in the thing. Yeah.
I had when my nephew and niece come down this spring, I'm going to drag them there because I really
Drag, he says.
I want the because
It's a great museum, but I'm gonna drag them there.
no
That's just
it's
the way he talks.
it's
No
yeah
offense.
and it has nothing. The reason I say drag is because they couldn't care less about learning anything except how to play a video game. You know what I mean? And so and even the parents. So like I might have to drag
a
all
great
of
point.
them and guilt them into not educating their children properly, according to me.
Well, that brings up a good point about the museum, though. There
Yeah.
is no technology in there.
Yes.
You cannot. There's no games. There's no
There's no
press
like
a button
video
and learn
act.
something.
Yeah,
It's
that
nothing
was
like
I
that.
liked that.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
Very tactile,
Yep.
real things. You like the one I had the most trouble with was like they give you like little figures of the people that you're talking about, right?
Oh, the map.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the map, and then on the bottom of each figure is a shape,
Yeah.
and you
a
have to
simple shape. Yes.
Well, that's
Are
up
you
for
gonna
debate.
spoil the secret of the puzzle?
Well,
for
all I'm
the
saying,
listeners?
believe me, they're going to have a hard time because if I struggle for 25 minutes on it,
It
then they
was
will
not.
too. I had a hard time. Well, because it's like, Tilly Pierce has a square thing. Well, good luck finding getting that square to fit in the right hole on the map. It's crazy.
Because
But
he was trying to put it in the one that was the pie shape, but
Right.
that's okay.
Yeah, that's
like
like
I
the
totally
old thing where you had to
yeah,
hammer, like, the
he hammered
square
it
to
and
Well,
he
that's what I
broke them
said.
off the bottom and switched them out
Yeah.
to fit what he wanted
Yeah.
to do.
I finally, after 25 minutes of silence and staring, I turned to them and I said, "These things are defective." And turns out I was the one that was defective, which I've heard before, so maybe that's true. Let's see. The hands-on is so much fun, says Estella Beard. It made me feel like a kid again. Exactly, Stella. And that's kind of the feeling I got out of there. Like, it reminded me of how much fun it was to be a kid and go to certain things like this where they did. I remember I went to one in Boston, a children's museum in Boston. It was the coolest thing in the world. My favorite part of it was the TV studio. They had a TV studio. Little,
Were you to stand up and give this speech? We
no,
do
you
that.
like sit at a news desk
Oh.
and you go, "Good evening,"
and here you are.
and here I am.
Yeah.
Not at a news desk,
This
not on
was
TV.
2 years ago. He's talking. He went to the Children's Museum. So yeah. That's,
Finally, my dream came true.
Yeah. But we do that with the Lincoln podium. So we have the kids stand
Right.
there and pretend they put on the hat, they pretend to be Abraham Lincoln and read the speech.
And you have the speech in how many languages?
Chris Gwynn from the National Park Service was kind enough to send us a website that has all of the
translations?
in different languages.
Yeah.
And we've had 14 different languages come through where we've had to print it out and give it to them. Now, the bad part about it is I don't know if it's accurate because I don't read that language. So we had a lovely family from Russia last weekend. And I was like, I gave it to them, and they didn't speak hardly any English. Wow. The grandparents, anyway.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know if this is accurate, but here. Yeah. and the grandfather was like, no, this is good. So I was like, thank God.
Well, how the hell does he know? How does he know if it's any good?
Because he knows the speech.
He knows the speech.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's English too, dummy.
No, he
didn't,
doesn't.
actually.
No, he doesn't.
He
Schmuck.
No, he didn't. But they were so sweet. Like,
that's awesome.
People
That's
come
really
in
neat.
and it's fascinating how much the Gettysburg is such a big deal in other countries.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
I
think that's the standard saying is like foreigners, right?
Yeah.
Other countries know more about our history than we do, and that's a big. So I'm not surprised that other countries are familiar, at least. They might not have it memorized, but they're familiar with the Gettysburg
definitely.
Address.
And anywhere you go around the world, like Gettysburg is synonymous with carnage and just a big mess of a battle. So
yeah,
but the Gettysburg Address is it's a beautiful speech. I mean, the words are just gorgeous, and everybody should study that in whatever language it is. I tried to read from the Japanese one, but I didn't get past one word. And that was not easy. Stella Beard said, I had a problem with that too, Matt. And she's talking about fitting the shapes into the holes. I was joking, Estella. I was joking. I'm sorry that you had that problem. But whatever. Okay, so look, we got to take a break. Are you going to stick around and just join the general conversation?
That's entirely up to you.
You're always invited.
Yet?
No. And I know you're capable of much more because I've talked with both of you gals for hours. And when we get into the wide open conversation, it'll be a little easier for us to to see.
He came into the museum, and then it was 3 hours later before he left.
Yes. I spent a good deal of time there.
Wow.
So yeah.
Black hole.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. They were already off the clock, and I kept them there. So sorry about that, ladies. But anyway, we'll be right back. That's the Gettysburg, the Children's Museum. Wait, hold on. Say it again.
Children of
It's
Gettysburg,
right on her shirt.
1863.
It's right there.
Children of Gettysburg, 1863 is the museum. It's at the Rupp House on Baltimore Street. Website?
Through the Gettysburg Foundation.
Through the Gettysburg Foundation. It's run through the Gettysburg Foundation. Go check it out and come and visit. We'll be right back.
Yes, please.
Thanks, guys.
Matt and the gang will be back after these words, but don't fret. Our commercial breaks are designed to help you plan your next trip. Stick around.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. Isn't it, Eric?
You're darn tootin', Matt.
It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used, and online they have even more books to choose from.
But Matthew, what if the Civil War is simply not my thing?
Not a problem, my fine four-fendered friend. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books.
It's astounding how they squeeze thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more into their store.
And it's also astounding how you and I both squeeze into our pants every day. Well, handsome, they have a warehouse too, and that's where they keep all those books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs.
What if I prefer to browse in the store and don't want to go online to get my book?
Great question, Doodlebug. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com, stop by 42 York Street, or call 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207. Well, the 2021 season is over, but that doesn't mean you can't get a jump on next season. In fact, Getty's Bike Tours will reward those who do so with a 15% discount. All you got to do is book a tour for 2 people or more between now and March 31st of 2022, and you'll receive 15% off your tour. So call 717-752-7752 and book today. The discount only applies to tours. Audiobook narrator Mike Scott. When selecting your next audiobook, choose from some of the great titles narrated by audiobook narrator Mike Scott, like Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley Campaign of 1864. If you're an author or publisher interested in having your written works produced as audiobooks, give Mike a shout at MikeScottVoice.com. Mike Scott, the voice of history. And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg Campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit CivilWarTrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
Need a Corps badge or other insignia for your uniform? Then check out the Badge Maker. Here's what some of his satisfied customers had to say. Miranda said, I ordered an identification disc from Joe and it's fantastic. He hand stamped it exactly as I wanted. It has a great rough on-campaign feel to it and was reasonably priced to boot. Greg said, my unit has purchased from him in the past. Quality badges and good service. And Jerry S. says, the Badge Maker is the go-to place for accurate replica Civil War badges. Visit CivilWarCorpsBadges.com and attach a message with your order saying you heard about him on Addressing Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, a Nation Divided mobile app, is relaunching this summer. Gettysburg, a Nation Divided is an award-winning mixed reality mobile application using augmented reality technology. It transports users into the most crucial moments in the Battle of Gettysburg, the turning point of the Civil War. Users can listen and watch historic figures share their stories as lifelike animated avatars, traverse 360-degree image sequences of the battlefield. Its cinematic battle sequences are narrated by actor Scott Eastwood. The mobile app is available for free on iOS and Android. It's designed to be used anywhere, at home, at school, at the park, or at Gettysburg National Military Park. It uses GPS to help guide you through your journey to see the stories and events unfold at the exact location where they occurred. So go into your phone's app store and get it now for free. That's Gettysburg, a Nation Divided.
What's up, everybody? It's Pat McGuire, co-host of the History Things podcast. Co-host Matt Borders and I offer a fresh new podcast taking on some of the most famous as well as some of the most unheard of stories from U.S. and world history. Always conversational and approachable, we take the deep dives that you want into history, as well as exploring the rabbit holes that you didn't even ask us to. New episodes every quarter with follow-up episodes roughly 30 to 40 days afterwards. Download the History Things podcast on most major podcast apps, including Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, and by asking your Amazon Alexa smart device to play the History Things podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the History Things podcast. As always, thanks for listening. Now back to the show.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Want to be on the show? Send an email to info@addressinggettysburg.com. Be sure to include the reason why you think you'd make a good guest when you write us.
Alrighty, and we are back. What are you guys talking about over there?
Girls' clothing. Yeah.
No, that sounds
Women's
fun.
clothing, sorry. Part of the volunteer expectations when you work, or not work, when you volunteer at the foundation is, well, behind the friend's desk, it's like a blue polo. Depending on where you are, it's a different top that's provided by, but they kind of want you to wear tan pants, like khaki pants. And I was just saying, like, the only khaki pants I have are, like, little knee-length capris for the summer, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I can't wear them now. So, like,
no.
I'm like, that's
Other
my
than
excuse
my
for not
wedding.
volunteering right now because I don't have any tan pants. I can't find tan pants.
Other than my wedding, I think I've only ever seen you wearing a
dress?
variation of those gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
Capri.
Yeah.
Women's
Well, I have
pants
long
are the
ones in
worst.
gray, but it's all Columbia stuff because it's so comfortable.
To be fair, khakis are the worst. Like, even
That is
men's
true.
khakis are garbage.
What are you talking about, like the way they look, or the way that?
Yeah, no, they're awful.
You just don't. Just the color you don't like, or?
Yeah, it's like I don't want to wear light colored pants.
Yeah.
But you look so cute in them.
You
Oh,
do.
no, I
Your
don't.
butt looks great.
I look so much bigger than I actually am.
Well, that's true. Certain types of pants or
It's
colored
color.
of
It's the
color of
color.
pants. Yeah, they really do accentuate big butts and thighs.
Yeah, I've
and
got a big enough ass as it
I have
is.
that problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to avoid wearing them as much as I can. Hey, we got a call. Let's see who's on the phone here today. Caller, you're on the air. Hello.
Don't have a lot of time, but I wanted to make an observation.
What's
or
your
at least
name,
give
caller?
an observation.
Is it
My name
Dave?
is Dave.
Okay, Dave. I just want to make sure the Okay, go ahead.
So we've spent decades around Gettysburg preserving land. You know, taking the power lines, putting it underground, building fences, building stone walls. Spent millions of dollars to take down the buildings around Lee's headquarters. Right. So we're trying our best to bring the battlefield back to how it was, knowing that it can't be perfect.
Who is this we
knowing
that
we
you're
have-
talking about, Dave? Who are you talking about?
I think the collective group of people that love Gettysburg.
Gotcha,
So
I'm
not
sorry.
any organization. I just mean, I think people that donate towards organizations like Friends of Gettysburg or any of the foundations.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. All right.
My question is, and this is just something I've observed recently, is why has the Adams County Historical Society chosen, now an organization that's great, and I know you have ties with them, why have they chosen to build their new building literally on the First Corps battlefield?
That's
Right
actually
next
a really easy
to
one to
Carlisle
answer.
Street.
Wait, Eric's got a really easy answer.
That's because
What's the answer to that, Eric?
the county already owned that piece of property because that's where the prison used to be.
Right.
And so it was basically, hey, here's a free plot of ground.
Okay. All right. And so what your question is why are they building there?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a prominent, now when you're there, it's such a prominent area. It sticks out so much because it's now the most northern part of town. It's the most northern building. It just kind of seems like we're taking, I'll put it this way, if that was a private organization, a building that already existed, that would be target property for removal.
Right.
To stop the encroachment. So that's my thought process. It seems strange to me. It feels like a step backwards. So that's all I have to say, and I'll just listen to what you have to say.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for the call. So I guess what he's saying is, because I saw it, I drove by for the first time the other day, and it's huge.
It's like the size of a bank barn.
It's supposed to be like two full floor. I mean, the plans
putting a
for
lot
it.
into
It's,
it.
Yeah, it's enormous.
Because that second building is actually going to be the museum-ish, whatever you want to call it.
The
The
big
first
one.
one they built was the
Just
storage.
for storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be on the other side, over by the Harrisburg Road. Because Tim had said it was where that old folks facility is or something like that, but I didn't. Which
right
is
on-
there.
right there.
Yeah, but
it's right there.
but I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be where it's lower ground.
That used to
I
be
swear you went to the groundbreaking.
No.
No, we didn't get invited to that.
We didn't get invited.
I thought maybe I'm confusing that with a video from the
ACHS
Historical
did.
Society.
Oh,
Okay, never
yeah.
mind. Yeah, of
Live
course.
stream.
Yeah. Okay. For
But
some
yeah,
reason I thought you-
that's why it's there. Is the county owned that piece of property?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So it's cheap or free. We got it for free.
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes some sense.
It may have been a small purchase price, but
I do wish they had chosen a design that kind of blends into the landscape a little better.
well, I'm curious to see what it looks like because I know
when it's
I've seen the
finished.
concept drawings.
Yeah.
And the
Looks
concept
like a red
drawings.
barn, kind of.
Well, and kind of a house.
There's a
attached
house,
to it.
yeah.
It's interesting, but
No, it
I
looked-
didn't expect it to be as big as it is.
Yes.
Well, it's an accumulation of everything Adams County for
Sure.
Oh yeah,
hundreds of years.
yeah.
It's a
No,
lot
I
of
mean
stuff.
obviously they need the space, but I noticed it. I was up on Doubleday, and I came out of the woods, and I just happened to glance down there, and I hadn't been in that area since they started putting it up, and so it's like I just see this big thing out of the corner of my eye, and I go, "What the hell?" I do a double take, and I look, and I was like, "Oh no!" Like it's big, and it does kind of ruin the view. I hate to say that.
Well,
I mean,
it's only the frame right now. So if you're disappointed now,
it's going to be. I know.
It's going to be big.
Well, it's going to be the same size,
right? But
whether they have paint on it or not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get
see
used
through
to it.
Right now. It's literally
Yeah.
just the framing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I don't know.
no, and it'll be something that we'll get used to, and we'll forget what it looked like
Yeah,
without it
of course.
within like 3 months. So it's not that big of a deal. But
I mean, in fairness, there was like a I don't think it was a paved lot, but there was some kind of flat lot that like people would use to park, and they would use the soccer fields across. So
Yeah,
it wasn't like
there was like a gravel lot.
Yeah.
And some leftover like sidewalks from the.
Is it a car lot?
Jail complex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The jail.
oh, you're talking where it's built now? Yeah, but I didn't see that stuff. Did you like go on that property, or could you
No,
see
you
it
can see it from the road. I'm sure.
I remember the
you could
gravel
see it
lot,
from
but
the, yeah.
I don't remember all that other stuff. Well, whatever. This is the tough job that we have around here, and that is balancing preservation and living as modern day people,
right?
And with modern day needs and things, and the historical society needed more space, and it makes sense, and I guess that's kind of the point is that there's what we see, but what we don't see is how whatever it is we're looking at got to where it is.
Right. Yeah.
And so I didn't know that they got that for free from the county, and that makes total sense. And if you're looking, you're a nonprofit, you're not rolling in the dough,
Yeah.
and you're looking to upgrade, and somebody says, well, you could use this for free.
Yeah.
Well, what am I going to do?
I mean, even beyond that, just practically speaking around here, unless you go outside, like significantly outside of the tourist area, which is self-defeating.
Right.
Where
would you do it?
Yeah, where are you going to build a big facility like that or a big complex?
You really can. You'd have to just go up to where like that World War II museum
Or
is,
if
something like that.
if you found a piece of property that you could get your hands on to do that, it would be prohibitively expensive.
Oh,
yeah.
For
because you got to buy the
something like
property.
the historical society. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
but here's what it looks like. If you're watching the video, this is the rendering of what
there you go.
The main building is supposed to look like.
And it is. I guess maybe was his point that it was. It's too close to the road.
No,
and too,
his point was it seems odd putting something like this where they're putting it, given that we've been in this process of trying to restore landscapes or historical landscapes everywhere.
So I guess
it seems like
okay.
it's a backward movement, but yes and no.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh.
What is this you're showing now?
Well, the rendering. I mean, it
looks like a
it's
house and a
meant to-
barn. next to it,
Yeah.
But you're not looking at it in the context
True.
of where it is with
True.
everything, and I think that's what his point was. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like I said, we'll be used to it in 3 months, and we'll be like, I can't imagine it not being there.
Exactly.
So, that's just how it goes. Adams County Historical Society has a lot of good stuff. So, I guess they deserve to.
Yeah, and I think
have a big building.
The projection is going to be that there's going to be a community, at least one community room, maybe two. There's going to be,
education areas,
a reading room. Yeah, right. So I mean, it's going to benefit the community, hopefully. Right?
Hopefully, we'll be allowed in.
They already, they already do. Even where they are now, they were benefiting the community. But I think this is going to be a nicer way to interact and provide resources to the community.
Truthfully, as a former event planner, there is very little open big spaces to have a large group of people,
right?
And so hopefully
here in Gettysburg,
yeah.
No, you're right.
I mean, unless you're able to get in at the Wyndham, but they're usually jam packed.
Yeah,
and so
yeah. All right. Well, so on let's see, Monday's show we have Mike from Civil War Tees on Patreon. He's an interesting guy. We met him last week, and I said, "You're such an interesting guy to talk to. Let me interview you." And everybody knows Civil War Tees. I don't know how you couldn't know it. And so he sat down and talked with us. Pretty cool guy. And then also Ralph Siegel talking about the gunfight at the Peach Orchard on Ask a Gettysburg Guide. We're also going to start recording some town Ask a Gettysburg guides with Brad Gottfried and a couple of other guys from...
I ran into Ted Hurt last night at the Civil War Roundtable, and he said that he's looking forward to, him and his friend, Steven, that wrote the book about the artillery.
They're wonderful together.
Yeah. Are they?
They've done stuff for us at the museum, and Steve Evangelista is probably one of the best presenters I've seen in a really long time.
So I don't need to do anything for that interview. I can just sit back and...
And Ted Hurt is literally...
a sweetheart.
My favorite person.
Yeah.
I just adore him.
Well, it'd be good to do it. I'm trying to explain to people we need to record now as opposed to April or, because no one will have time. So we do all of our recording in the winter, and it's very hard to nail people down for a date.
Reach out to Ted. I think he's
I've
in town this coming week.
I've been talking to them.
Do it
well,
again.
I need at
No,
least a week because I got to put the word out for questions,
gotcha.
So, but anyway, we'll figure it out and we'll get them on. And Jim Pangburn has given me a bunch of topics off of our listener submitted topic list.
Oh, neat.
That he would be interested in doing, and we're going to do that. But in the meantime, let me get some listener email in there real quick. Hey guys, I love your show. Found the podcast 2 years ago when you started doing AG Today. I knew we were dealing with a talented and seemingly professional group.
Did you write this?
No. So, well, you would think so after this next part. Very entertaining and informative. I have one question. I don't even want to read this. I don't even know how to take it. Matt, did you get plastic surgery or something? I've noticed on the last 2 live shows you look really good. Kim Wansel. Kim, it's the lighting or something. I don't know what it is, but I did not get plastic surgery. No.
Oh, Kim, a guy or a girl?
I'm hoping it's a girl. I mean, it could be a Korean guy, right?
There are male
Kims.
Who?
Caucasian
Who are
Kims.
male Kims?
I went to school with a male Kim.
What is it short for?
Kim.
Kimberland?
No, Kim.
Kimberton?
Kim.
Kim. You just name a guy
short
Kim.
For Kim. It's like guy.
Name a famous Kim guy.
Kim Jong.
He's Korean. That's my point.
Kim Il Sung.
Korean.
I don't know any famous ones, but I'm telling you right now that there are.
That's fair.
All right.
People named Kim.
absolutely.
It's like there are men named
Yeah.
Dana, and it's a perfectly valid male name.
And Stacy.
I've never heard of a male Kim. Tracy, Stacy, yeah, I've heard of those. Yeah.
There's Kim.
And Dana, I've heard. We have a listener named Dana, who's a guy.
Yeah.
But Kim, I've never heard. Well, now I don't know. But now I don't know how to take this.
Good job being gender specific.
Oh, whatever. I don't understand that. I'm too old to understand new things.
If Kim is still listening, or like, obviously
still
not
a fan.
live,
Kim,
but
yeah.
if they're still paying attention, I would love to know the details of what specifically is standing out.
I would like to as well.
Because Botox, I mean, there are some lesser lines there.
Yes.
So.
Well, I have been Botoxing.
Drinking pickle juice.
You know what I think it is I think I'm rested. I've been resting a lot. Like I finally have time to rest.
The cold weather has freezed your face.
I've gotten some cryo.
He's showering on a regular basis.
I'm showering every day.
That's a good.
I have time to do that now.
Good thing to start doing.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I don't know how to take that. I mean, was I really ugly before, and now I look real? I mean, I don't know. But thank you anyway, Kim, whatever your gender may be. Rebecca Puckett, she says, "Hi, Matt. Several months ago, I came across Addressing Gettysburg on YouTube. As a history lover, especially the Civil War, I really enjoy the content of your channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Rebecca." And another one. "Hello, Matt. I really appreciate the quality of your guests and cast and content." Yeah. "And I genuinely enjoy your sense of humor. I find the stories and proceedings on that hallowed ground to be so powerful, so it's easy to want to support those who work so hard to illuminate such." Oh, thank you. As a little background, I'm 46 and have lived in Michigan my whole life. I received a BA from Michigan, and military history has always been a focus of mine. I've managed to make it to the battlefield there twice, and I am eager to get back in 2022. I hope you have an amazing day filled with good laughs. And again, thank you for bringing so much of yourself to this project. You demand, Matt. Cheers, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Rob. Real quick.
Never has anybody said you demand to me.
I have an update. Famous Kim.
Yes.
Soundgarden's guitarist. Oh. Thank you, Victoria Presley.
Yes. Good job, Victoria. He's also half Korean, by the way.
I don't even know what Soundgarden is, to be 100%.
You don't know Soundgarden?
Yeah, I know the name. If you held a gun to my
Cold sun,
okay.
won't you come?
I would have never heard that.
Join me.
Just like
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Matt.
We need to hang out more. that is obviously proven.
Well,
by
you could
that
join
point.
us for dinner if you're allowed.
Yeah.
Both
I don't
of you.
know. I have to ask Mark.
Yes.
He's already mad at me because I probably missed nap time.
Oh, well, he's going to have to sacrifice for the sake of your family and watch the child. What, Eric?
Nothing.
Oh.
Oh.
Are you looking and you notice I'm better looking now? Is that what you said about?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Matt, started watching on YouTube. Then I joined the book club. Felt it right to become a member. I enjoy the podcast, and I also come to Gettysburg at least 7 to 9 times a year.
Awesome.
I also am a friend of Gettysburg member. Thanks for asking. I didn't ask if you were, but okay. Keep up the God work. Wow.
Oh, that went right to his head.
Yeah. 100%.
Right
If
to
you
his
can
head.
see the smile. He's blessing us now.
Guys, words mean things.
I think he meant good work, but he capitalized God, so...
Yeah, because it was autocorrect.
Okay, shut up.
Thank
Stop
you for
ruining
being
my
a Friends
day.
of Gettysburg member.
I would like to meet you when in town sometime. I have leprosy and want you to heal me. No, I think he meant God. No. I would like to meet you when I get into town sometime. I also have a question on my membership. I think I entered it twice. I wanted the full amount. One time, not monthly. Could you please check it for me? I will check it. I do recognize your name, and I do remember you. This is Gary Myers, by the way.
Oh, it's Gary.
Oh, Gary.
Okay.
Oh, that's
That
the
was
same
just
Gary.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
very good. Now it's all coming together. I'll check into that for you, Gary. But I think I remember you being an annual member. But I'll look and see. I don't
I'll
remember
make sure,
seeing your
Gary.
name twice.
I'll double check for you.
Thank
too.
you.
I'll
Thank
make
you.
sure.
You make sure
shout
I make
out
sure.
to Sherry, Gary.
Sherry Gary?
Sherry's his wife.
Oh, okay. Gary and Sherry.
Gary and Sherry.
Very nice. Hey, Matt, I drag my wife to Gettysburg every summer. I prefer to bike around the battlefield, and we rented some bikes from you 2 years ago, and I saw your sign for the podcast at the bike shed. We actually talked over the phone this past summer. I was vacationing in the Outer Banks and looking for some bikes, but you guys were off to a wedding that weekend, plus the people we were traveling with wanted electric bikes. Lame. We chatted about getting my less enthusiastic friends interested in the battle by doing some genealogical research. I found out my wife was related to someone in the Feist, Michigan Cavalry. And friends we were traveling with had relatives in the 3rd Vermont and 61st Georgia. That kind of made the yearly battlefield trip more interesting for them. Anyways, I have a long commute to work and appreciate the podcast so much I figured it was time to support it and get access to the rest of the content. Keep up the good work, Bob, Carrie. And finally, Harold Hahn says, tell Eric that Mike Rowe had his nose done for the same reason. The deviated septum.
Well,
Mike Rowe, Eric.
I'm still not going to get it fixed.
Do you know, before Mike Rowe had that done, his voice was like this.
I don't think so.
And then after he had it done, his voice went down to here, and now he's Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was a good impression.
That's not anything like Mike Rowe.
It does. It sounds like when. Have you listened to his?
Well, it's the
podcast?
timbre, but it's not the. I mean, it's the what?
He has a podcast.
Yes, he does. I know. It's a great one.
Do you sing opera too?
What?
Doesn't he sing opera?
He does sing
he used
opera.
To, yeah.
Mike Rowe sings
I don't know
opera.
if
Yeah,
he still
is
does, but
professionally trained.
No
opera.
kidding.
I think
Yeah.
you should try.
That's
He
what
is fantastic.
That's what he
I
went to
should try
school
opera?
for.
Basically, he is my hero. I love Mike Rowe.
Yeah, he's a interesting guy. I love the way he tells a story, and he's not afraid, obviously, to go and do those dirty jobs, at least for a TV show where he wasn't afraid, and that's good. It's good to know what other people like. For a minute, stand in someone else's shoes.
And he's very good to his mom.
Indeed.
As all men should be.
Yeah, they're the first woman to put up with us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As the mother of a boy.
Exactly.
I will tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, please, he's not even 2 yet. You
He's
just
not
wait.
even 2.
You got time.
He loves me right now. But that's about it.
Yeah. Well, that'll change once you start telling him no. And then that's it from all the listener email there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to send in a listener email, matt@addressinggettysburg.com. Or most of these are actually replies that people send me when they join Patreon, and I send them a thank you email, and I ask them why they joined and how they found us. So that's another way to get your email read on the show, is to do that. All right, well, the Emperor has no clothes, and Ronnie has no news, but...
You doing news or events first?
She's the gal who knows what's going on, so take notes. There's a test at the end. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Veronica Brestensky, with news, traffic, weather, sidewalk conditions, and what's happening this weekend.
I must have all possible information.
And since there is no news, we'll just skip right to the events.
This weekend, where the action is.
What's there to do and see when you're in town this weekend? Here's Valerie, Veronica, to fill you in.
All right, Ronnie, what's going on this weekend?
So this weekend, as per usual in the winter, we are continuing with the National Park Service's winter lecture series.
Yep.
This weekend, again, as per usual, we have 2 really good, interesting topics, it sounds like. On Saturday at 1:30, Ranger Matt Atkinson is going to talk about Michael Shara, A Writer's Life. My understanding is...
very interesting. We
Matt
just had Jeff on.
Read Killer Angels. So he apparently this is going to be I don't know exactly what he's going to do. Nobody ever does with Matt. But apparently what he's going to do is he read it and he's going to talk about what his thoughts were, and then apparently it's a little bit of a bio on Michael Shara as well. So.
Now I'm going to give you a little piece of advice, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to come to this lecture, get there at 9:00 tonight.
Yeah.
And camp out. Because Matt's lectures sell out quickly. I remember last year.
Are you going to this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Why, you don't like Matt?
I'm not coming into town at 9:00 in the morning to get a
Oh,
free
God,
ticket.
no.
I will be curious, and I know Matt has a big following, etc. But none of these lectures have been at
everybody
capacity.
knows they're online.
They're online, right? They're being
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and people are still. COVID is high here in Adams County, and I think people the demographic that a lot of folks fall into or a little
Old.
bit susceptible.
It's old people. It's okay.
And, yeah, people. I mean,
say old people.
So I would be really curious. I think this will be kind of a little bit of a litmus test about.
It might be more full than the other ones that we've seen so far this year, but I don't think it will be like pre-COVID packed like it was.
No. Well, I think they're limiting tickets at 100
because there's only 100
yes.
per.
Oh, that's true. That's right. They're limited. Yeah. So right there. Yeah. So
anyway,
listen, we got to record these. So please at least leave one seat. One person don't go so that I could sit up front with the recorder. Otherwise, I'll be very disappointed in all of you people. Okay, so what else is there? So Matt's doing that on Saturday. What's on Sunday?
On Sunday is Ranger Carlton Smith.
Oh, yeah, the Carlton.
He is going to, and I have no idea who this person is personally, so that's why it's fascinating to me. He's going to be talking about the life and career of Admiral Franklin Buchanan, Old Buck. So that's.
I have no idea about that either, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You ever heard of him, Eric?
I've heard the name, but I don't really remember anything about
Confederate
it.
Is this
Navy,
a Civil War? Okay, so this is a Civil War admiral.
Confederate Navy, right?
Yeah.
Confederate States Navy.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good. Not the Navy. You never really hear about the Navy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, we're kind of inland.
What, honey?
He commanded the CSS Virginia.
The Virginia. He commanded the Virginia, says Owen the Clapper. Owen is now Owen the Clapper and Googler.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, what else?
Also a reminder on Saturday, tomorrow, before the adult lecture at 1:30 at 11 a.m., the Educational Department of the National Park Service are continuing their children's series. The title of this particular book is Seaman's Journal, On the Trail with Lewis and Clark. And the ladies were kind enough to tell me that that's actually about the dog. Yeah.
That went with Lewis.
The dog's name was Seaman.
I guess.
Interesting.
Yes. I mean, I didn't name him.
What a silly name for a dog. Isn't that a silly name for a dog?
I don't know if that. Yeah,
I don't.
Seaman's
I mean,
I don't know.
It is the dog.
Yeah.
And I feel like, based off the cover, the dog was like a Newfoundland.
Uh-huh.
It's a big, shaggy dog.
Okay.
Big, adorable,
all right. Very good.
shaggy dog.
Yeah, so that's at 11 o'clock. Again, that one is virtual only on the Facebook page through the Park Service with the, I think, the educational Facebook
Yeah,
link.
they have an educational Facebook page.
Nice.
I love when people take a joke seriously. Michael Stump, he says, Mike Rowe had the surgery recently, so his voice was like that before. Smiley face. I know. It's a joke. I just wanted to make it seem like Eric could get a deeper voice if he got his deviated septum taken care of.
I don't
That's
want a
all.
deeper voice.
Why not, though? It would sound wonderful. It would be like, hey, baby.
Whoa, Barry White.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That would add a whole new element to this whole podcast.
If Eric did like a Barry White thing.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think so.
I think your women's membership would go.
I agree.
Skyrocket.
There you go.
Well, you know.
Hey, baby.
Nice.
This is Eric, the
I am
producer.
a very pretty man.
And I am a very pretty man.
I like it.
I'm
sold.
I'm going
Sign me up.
You're gonna run your fingers through my scraggly beard.
Oh well, that brought me back down to earth.
I'm gonna pull out a piece of chicken. Pull out a piece of chicken I had last night that's stuck in my beard. Oh
Is it
yeah.
still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
No, it's not.
What's that? Oh, that's shrimp from Tuesday. Put that in my mouth.
On a completely different note, I just noticed that Veronica's YouTube handle is Veronica Brestensky Esquire.
Oh, I don't mess around. I paid a lot of money for that shit. That is getting the use put on that. That is damn straight.
This is why I thought you were 82 when you first emailed me. This is why.
Hey, listen, a lot of women ahead of me broke down a lot of barriers
I'm
higher than I have
telling
ever
ya.
encountered for us to be able to have that. So that,
You are
I
an
wear
amazing
that.
woman, and I will
You've
tell
never seen my
anybody.
tattoo?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
I will tell anybody who wants to listen how amazing you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. That's not many people, so you're.
We're very lucky that there's a lot of amazing women that are in our orbit here at Address in Gettysburg. Ronnie, you two, Owen.
Sarah. I
Sarah.
mean, there are a lot of talented women.
What, honey? I keep calling you honey because you're like a little child. Just sitting there in the corner. I don't even know what you're doing. You got your face in your turtleneck, and you got your hat on. You're like a bum sitting in the corner who's drunk. And then you, once in a while, you wake up and you say something, which no one can hear because we have headphones on. What did you say? Now you shake your head. You don't even speak now. Oh, now you give the finger. 2 fingers. Oh, okay, 2 fingers.
Give it to him.
6 questions and 2 fingers.
Why do you have tuna in the studio?
Because
that's left over from the summer.
Yeah, that's probably got botulism in it by now. Yeah. So you can have it if you like.
It used to reside in the refrigerator that used to reside next to me, which is no longer
Which is no longer there. And then, yeah.
Amanda also is in my camp. She says she puts her credentials on everything. There's so much money for a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Have some botulism.
But I've noticed that Amanda has not included her credentials in her YouTube handle.
That's true.
No.
That's true.
Well, I don't want to be confused with the other Veronica Brestensky non-Esquire. So
There's so many.
No
of them.
confusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
All right. So.
That was not me, by the way. For some reason, no, wait, I swear to God, it's not me. I swear it sounds
It's
like
from an old John Wayne movie.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and he
it does
plays it all
sound
the
like
time.
you.
Well, Cameron, the very first time he played it, Cameron I think was sitting in that seat, and it was just out of nowhere. Like there would be no reason for me to just randomly throw that out there. Yeah. And he hit the button, and Cameron was like, he like turned, like he almost broke his neck looking at me, like I.
Yeah,
it does
he
sound
was
like.
like,
I know.
did you cuss?
Yeah. I'm like, why would I have the? But
Because
anyway,
of
this
all of
one's
the
over
people
here.
in this room, Veronica's the one most likely to cuss.
Just out of nowhere though, but I mean, I do, but I'm just saying, like, it was just the most random thing.
I like how you had to qualify that. I do swear.
Yeah.
I really do.
I really am cool. I swear I am.
I'm not a complete nerd.
Right. Yeah. I have to connect with my kids somehow, right? So I have to be like at their level to kind of talk like. I can't be talking.
For a minute there, I thought you meant your children.
No,
your
she doesn't.
children. I'm like,
No.
wait,
God,
how did
no.
we been friends this
Her
long?
clients.
And I don't know you have kids.
No. That was never on the list. No, my clients.
Well,
my,
I mean,
so I do
by the
delinquency,
time you get
right?
done paying for that Esquire.
So I got to, yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, I have to talk like a little bit street-esque, with, to kind of.
Street-esque.
Just the fact that you said it that way means that you're not street at all. I love you, but no.
Street-esque.
I was street-esque. Now say that to one of your kids and see if they know what you mean.
Yeah, they'd be like, shut up, old lady.
One of my favorite stories. This is way out of like the news, but anyway, one of my favorite stories. Back in 2013, I ruptured a disc in my neck, right?
That sucks.
And the way they fix it is they go through the front, and then they basically put a cadaver bone in, and like so there's like a metal plate with 4 screws. Like
Wait, you have somebody else's bone?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Because the other option was they were
That's
going to take a
awesome.
piece from my hip, and I was like, no,
That
would hurt.
no,
It keeps falling off.
So anyway, I was in like a neck brace for a couple weeks and everything. So I go back to work, and I have this kid, and he's not just street-esque. This is back in Pittsburgh. I mean, he came from a very
rough
street knowledgeable
From the Hill
life and
District?
family. I don't remember if he was from there, but yeah, kind of you get the idea. Anyway, long story short, we get through this whole hearing, and it's a pretty serious hearing, and he's being very respectful of me, saying all the right things, to the judge, yes ma'am, no ma'am, da-da-da-da. So we get out in the hallway, and I'm like, okay, do you understand the requirements of probation? Like, if you need anything, so he just looks at me deadpan, because you can see it barely now, but it was more pronounced when it was first healing. And he looks at me and he goes, did somebody cut you? Right? Like it took me, right,
Yeah,
I know, right. So I'm thinking, in his mind, he thinks somebody like got behind me, mugged me, and like, slit my throat, right? And I'm like, oh, kiddo. I'm like, no. I was like, I had surgery. I'm just old. Like, I'm falling apart kind of thing. Like, right. But that's my favorite story from my kids, because he was so disappointed. He was expecting to hear, like, knife fight in, like, Carson Avenue, right? Yeah. Like, did somebody cut you? Aw, no. I couldn't even, like, lie to him.
I would have gone with that so hardcore.
I know. So that's the esque part of the street. Like, I don't even have that in me to be like, yeah. But you should have seen what I did to him. Right?
Veronica in a knife fight at the base of the Tower of Learning over in Oakland.
Yeah. Actually, even Duquesne. I went to Duquesne, so yeah.
Oh, man.
I know. Outside the chapel.
Well, it is better than Oakland.
Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway,
Did your baby daddy do that to you?
I know.
Yeah, and he was like
serious,
probably like so elated.
Yeah.
I'm so like, well, now I don't feel so bad that I did that to my baby mama.
Like, let me tell you, she showed up. Her neck was basically still bleeding, and she represented me and only got me probation.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, anyway.
You could have gotten like 7 more people on your client list.
Right.
From that.
Instead, I was
God
like,
bless
no,
him.
here's what really happened.
That's so sad.
I had a really good surgeon. Oh, man, thank you. That was a trip down memory lane. Thanks.
For you.
All right. Well, so is that all that's going on this weekend?
So that's no, of course, our buddy Tim Smith, right, over at the
That's right.
Farnsworth House. So a play on the old Who Shot JR?
Yes.
Right? Who Shot JW? Obviously,
Wade.
Jenny Wade.
Yes.
So that's his presentation this weekend,
Oh my gosh.
Sunday at 6:30.
JW.
Yeah.
Now she has street cred.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's had street cred for 150 something years. I mean,
okay.
she's
All right, we'll take it.
She's the OG.
That lady feller got blasted baking bread, man.
Lady feller. I love that. I love when he says lady feller. It's such a great term.
So that's this weekend.
So
And then,
Tim's talking about Jenny.
Tim's talking about Jenny, and then after this weekend, he'll announce all of his February programs, so keep an eye out for that. But Bethany was kind enough to... That also was not me. That one didn't sound like me.
Bullshit.
That's Tim.
Is it Tim?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, you don't recognize his voice there?
Bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Increase the volume for the deaf person.
Yes,
in the room.
yes.
Thank you.
I'm just as deaf as you, so don't worry about it. All right, so
So
yeah.
Bethany was kind enough to point this out. So GARMA, which is what Gettysburg area
Retail
Merchants
Association.
Association.
Too. Okay. So they are putting a lot of effort into getting the First Fridays like up and running a little bit more. That they've been a thing.
Yeah, but they're really trying to get into it and really promote it.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
What is it? I mean, I've known it for years. First Friday,
What
I see
is
the
First
flags.
Friday?
I know, yeah, it's First Friday of the month, obviously. But like, what am I supposed to do as a non-participant, but as a consumer?
First Friday, you go get
Support
it's
local.
like Fish Friday, isn't it?
No.
Well, I
support
mean,
local
places
businesses. They
may
normally stay open
have a
later.
fish fry if a place
Here's
to
it,
stay open later.
and I say this with love. It sounds critical, but it's constructive criticism. It's with love.
Okay.
The organizations in this town have a terrible, terrible way of getting the word out. People.
That's why we're talking on your podcast.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. And so this doesn't sound like it, but this is actually an invitation for you all to let us know what's going on, more than a couple days ahead of time so that we can get the word out and help you get the word out if you want to get the word out. I don't know. I would think that maybe they're satisfied with it. But, as someone who lives here, and then I see someone like, oh, I went to the blah, blah, blah on Saturday, and I'm like, oh.
Never heard about it.
I didn't know that was going on.
Jamie knows everything that's going on at all times.
She's the Gazette.
She tells me things, and then she texts me from wherever she is.
Well, Veronica's my Jamie. Veronica does that.
And says, hey, I'm at the Who's a What.
She doesn't do that.
And then I'm like, I know nothing about this.
But Veronica does say, like, she'll say once in a while, hey, this is going on whatever. Do you want to go or whatever? She'll do that. But yeah, I mean,
Not
I
too
can't.
often. I don't try to make it a habit.
No, she's actually
She
not
doesn't
done
talk
that.
to him. Don't talk to him.
She hasn't done
Eric
that in like
and
9 months.
and I poo-poo that
Yeah.
option.
It's true.
Jeez.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know where are you looking, both of you, Jamie and Veronica? Where are you looking and finding all this information? Like
The merchandiser. You gotta look in the merchandiser.
With the accent.
Yeah,
Is that
that's the
true?
only way that I've ever seen that.
the merchandiser.
Between that and yeah, I just pretty much just scour the internet constantly for that kind of stuff.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, the Facebook events pages.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit
Yeah,
of stuff that pops up on that. The little monthly. Oh shoot! It's not called. Well, Destination Gettysburg has a
they've got
website.
a pretty good calendar.
There is the monthly free. It's not called Gettysburg Happening, but
Gettysburg Experience.
Thank you. Gettysburg Experience has obviously advertisements in there.
Does the patch still exist? The patch website?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it used to be like something where it'd be a local community type. They'd have an event calendar type thing.
I don't think so.
even know.
I haven't seen anything about
The
that.
Gettysburg
in a while.
Times sometimes will have advertise. That's where I saw about the Gettysburg Academy having the open house last week. I mean, just so different places, the different organizations themselves. I go on Gettysburg Foundation quite often and look at the special events announcements, the Civil War Roundtable, the different. The Association of Licensed Battlefield Guides when they have events,
they have a lot of
seminary. I mean, the Historical Society. Like if their specific websites have.
See, I just wish somebody would accumulate all this information and then download it into my brain. So
This is what I'm saying.
I can't. I mean, I appreciate that people can go and find all this information, but I am not savvy enough to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it is tedious. I mean, there's no one place that seems because
there's not like a marketing clearinghouse
Right.
around
And
here.
that's what we should
There are
become.
a couple different organizations that are trying to vie for that, it seems, but it's not working.
Well, I think because, and this is not going to make any friends for me, so maybe I shouldn't say it. I won't say
then
it.
don't. Yeah, it's Friday. Ease into the weekend. Don't.
Yeah, it's supposed to be happy times.
That's right.
No, yeah. I mean, it wasn't going to be harsh. It was just going to be real.
Real talk.
Yeah, reality, and then people can't handle that. So I'm not.
So
gonna
anyway,
say
so the
it. Yeah.
reality is next Friday is First Friday, right? And
Right.
Dharma is trying to drum
do
up
a
support.
chocolate walk.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
a themed First Friday. Like other First Fridays, it's just the the different organizations, the buildings or not buildings, the stores
Businesses.
or the businesses that have like the little flag out. You know that they're participating in it. Sometimes they have like a little sale. Or
Okay.
whatever. But this
Right.
is a themed.
Go ahead,
Yeah, all
finish.
right. Well, actually, Bethany can take it.
Well,
It's-
no, so it's a themed. It's chocolate.
Yeah. So
Okay.
because of February, Valentine's
Of
Day.
course, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
and
By the
so-
way, the Gettysburg Chocolate Factory or whatever it's called is
Oh.
fantastic.
Yes.
Like the hot chocolate there is
Amazing.
so good.
Amazing.
Actually, the iced chocolate.
Well,
would be
that's-
great.
that's
The
what I'm
iced
talking-
hot
yeah,
chocolate.
yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And I don't even like hot drinks, and I was like dying. It was
No,
so good.
that is a good plate. And
Yeah.
It's beautiful inside too.
It is.
Yeah.
Shout out to I don't know
Whoever
anyone
owns that.
Yeah. You're
I don't
freaking
know.
amazing.
It's the same people as the Christmas tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can walk between the two now. They opened
Yes.
up so
Oh
you can
yeah.
walk between.
Oh, I know.
So anyway, First Friday. So like what we're doing at the Children's Museum, we're going to have from American Heritage chocolate. We're going to get chocolate from the recipe that was made in the 19th century.
Oh.
And then we're going to let the kids sample it, as well as a modern piece of chocolate, so they can see how the recipe has changed.
Wow.
And have you done this before?
No.
Okay,
This
so you
is
don't.
new.
So you don't even know how the recipe has changed. I mean, from taste.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Because this is the American Heritage chocolate is I believe, now don't quote me on this, owned by the Mars Chocolate people.
Mm-hmm.
And they created it for Williamsburg. Like you can go to Williamsburg and sample it there, which is where I first sampled it.
Okay.
There's probably way more
So
to
what's
that
the
story.
difference between today's chocolate?
It kind of tastes like cinnamonier and spicier.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So like it's
Yeah.
not just chocolate and
No,
cream
and it's not as sugary.
or milk and sugar. Yeah.
You lost me.
Well,
Yeah, it is worth trying, like just to
Okay.
try it. So they're like little tasting squares that we're gonna do.
I bet it's not as sugary though.
It's not.
Yeah. No,
It's
that
definitely not.
if that was the first thought I had. I said, I bet you it's not as sweet.
Yeah, and it
'Cause
has
you think
red
about
pepper
it.
flavor in it too.
Pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. So
Yeah.
how do I get a hold of it now? What? Okay, go.
So you
continue.
come to the museum.
Yeah.
We have samples.
Wonderful.
And then modern samples.
Wonderful,
And then we're gonna make Valentines, Civil War era Valentines out of
doilies and stuff.
doilies. Yeah.
Mhm.
That I got from Catholic school, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Being mean to Catholic school people.
Just my school.
Okay, I had a great experience. And then we're going to have music. So it's just a way for local businesses to kind of do something special and that people can come and participate in as they walk up and down the road.
Okay.
It's to encourage people to walk up and down the
Yeah,
streets.
absolutely.
And to go into shops you wouldn't normally go into.
Okay, good. And I just want to be clear. Okay, when I was saying that this town has a hard time getting the word out about things, I'm saying that because I want you to do better getting the word out because there's a lot of cool things that go on here.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for me.
I think there's just no
you know.
centralized thing. Like everywhere, even go to any organization, the library, even for crying out loud,
Yeah.
like the Arts Council. There's just no centralized place for them to just like deposit their
Well, that's what
events or
Destination
whatever.
is supposed to be.
Right, but I think you have to pay
Supposed
for
to
that.
be. You
right?
do.
Like it's not a free
Yes.
thing, so
No.
that's a turn off to some people.
Right.
and-
By the way, will offer, like I said last week, once a month, every 30 days, you get to make an announcement for free on our show. Anything more than that, you got to pay for advertising. But we do that because we want people to have a full picture, not just what we're aware of, but a full picture of what there is to do when they come here and what's going on. And the only way that we could really do that is with the help of the local businesses and other types of entities and stuff like that. So hopefully someone listening will take advantage of that and start letting us know. Because that's our job.
Well, yeah, actually, I was going to say, like, I don't have an email address with you guys, but I think I don't want to step on anybody's toes. But if you just email Matt at Addressing Gettysburg or Eric at Addressing Gettysburg, they could probably pass that information along to me, and I can try to have it consolidated for Friday announcements and things like that.
Or if you, I mean, you could do that for sure. Matt at Addressing Gettysburg or Eric at Addressing Gettysburg, and we'll send it on to Veronica. Just put in the subject for Veronica, and then we'll
or events
but for Veronica, well, it's easier looking down your list of emails and just for Veronica, just open it and forward it, and then I don't even need to read it. Okay.
So anyway,
you could get some love notes that way.
Hey, that too.
Maybe some of the candidates for the dating game.
Yeah, just the podcast, and then he'll filter people out, and then
that's called in professional terms a callback.
Yes.
My people.
A callback to earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good.
I learned that from podcasts, listening to them.
I forgot where I learned it. I think it was also No, it was probably like, I forget what it was. Who's knocking?
Owen's knocking on the cash drawer.
Oh my God.
We lost Cam, by the way. I noticed
Cam had to go because he's only up here for a couple of days and then he's gone for another 2 weeks.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye, Cam.
His accent is amazing,
isn't it? It's
it's genuine. Yeah.
It's not even put on.
That's a real.
Like in love with that.
We love Cam.
He's a
Cam
sweetheart.
is.
He's like a genuinely sweet person. Yeah.
And if he works with, behavioral support, that's a tough job.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I have friends
he was
that
explaining that, like the job that he's got, like he's there because the teacher who was doing it, like I guess, couldn't do it anymore, and so he's subbing until they find someone else. And he's like, but nobody wants that job.
No, because people don't like. Every kid needs love. All kids need love.
Sure.
But the kids that are
except
in
the
behavioral
ugly
support.
ones. Well, okay, they deserve it
the
too.
The kids in behavioral support just don't get it. They just don't get the love they need.
No, I know. And it is. I was saying to Cam outside that I had dated a girl who dealt with that, and she would, at the end of the day, she'd be crying because some kid pushed her or something like that, and it's tough.
Why do you think I'm no longer teaching?
Yeah, I don't know how anybody can do it.
I cried every day.
How can anybody do that? I mean, that's hard to deal with that. And you're not really teaching. You're kind of just babysitting. Am I correct on that?
Well, my friends that do behavioral support and learning support, they make a very concerted effort to teach a lesson every day.
Good.
Now, whether they get through it in that one day is a different
story.
But they do, and they put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah. Well, good for them because somebody's got to do it, and I can't do it. I couldn't do that. No way. Bill Etzkorn reminds us that Mars is from Hackettstown. Bill, my studio that I had there in Hackettstown was literally on the other side of the tracks in that white building from where Mars is. So next time you're driving by there, look up when you go past that white building, and that's where my original studio was. It was much more spacious than this.
I don't know. Now that I've been in here a while, I'm starting to
cozy.
Enjoy the vibe. Yeah.
Everybody always says it looks bigger on the internet. And then I
thought
say,
you were going to say on the inside.
And then I say,
it's a TARDIS.
That's what she said.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with it's a TARDIS. Okay.
No.
I went down the wrong nerd path there.
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't even know what you just said.
Really?
A TARDIS?
Oh my From God. Doctor Who?
No,
How do you call yourself a nerd?
Because that's not a nerd. That's not a nerd. That is not a nerd. That is a dork. That is different. As a geek, it's not a nerd. In this context,
at least. I don't know
if
we can be friends anymore.
Well, we're just going to have to come to terms with our different definition of these terms and just agree to disagree.
Okay.
Doctor Who, sci-fi, that's not nerd. That's like geeky kind of loser stuff. This stuff, history, is
Dagger
nerd
to
stuff.
The heart.
Yeah. And here's the difference. One is real, one is not. So the geeks and the dorks go with the fake stuff.
You don't know.
I know.
You don't know if it's real or
I'm
not.
a keen observer of the nerds and the geeks and the dorks.
The whole point of Doctor Who is that he's saving the world for you and you don't know about it.
I will hold her back. She's going to
I'm going to attack you. I'm telling you right now.
That's what a true friend is for right there.
I am like...
I know, you're looking a little flustered. You look like you're getting red in the cheeks.
I'm like...
Are you really mad? Am I really touching a nerve here?
No. But do you remember a couple years ago when LeVar Burton did the...
Reading Rainbow.
No, the dedication day.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
First of all, I absolutely adore him. I have pictures of myself with him, like literally with his arm around me.
Sure.
Okay. I cried at that dedication day because it was my two nerdinesses meshing together. It was Star
Reading
Trek,
Rainbow and
Star Trek.
Oh, that's right. He was on. Was that Next Generation?
Lincoln together. Yes, Next Gen.
Do you think they study the Gettysburg Address in space?
No, but Picard was a student of history. That is true.
George
Shout
Picard.
out to John Luke.
Oh, Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
What am I? Oh, George Papard is what I was thinking of. Okay, but it's an actor. Okay, what else, Ronnie? You got anything else?
That's it.
All right,
We're out.
so that's it. Bethany, thank you very much for coming on. Jaimee, thank you very much for coming on. Wave to the camera. Let everybody know that. Stop by.
She's not the cutest.
You guys are awesome.
She is.
I love her.
Stop by and see the ladies over there at the Children of Gettysburg 1863 Museum. Yeah.
I actually did forget. So Jaimee reminded me because she's part of the book club. Book club, if you're interested, it's still open.
Still open.
So send an email to Addressing Gettysburg Book Club at gmail.com. We're
That
reading
is right.
Sickles at Gettysburg. We'll start mid-February, so you have 2 weeks, I think, before we start it up. But I think I'll twist her arm, but I think Jaimee can attest to what a cool group of people it is. And
Well, we just had, what was it,
Judkin,
Wednesday, we
yeah.
had Judkin Browning and Timothy Silver on, who were the authors of Environmental History of the Civil War, which is a book that we love in this little circle of nerds here. And no,
it's all
no
inclusive. Yeah.
nerds.
I think so.
No geeks or dorks allowed. But no, it was great. We people asked questions, they answered them. They were very nice and gave us their time, and we had a lot of fun, some laughs.
And
Mike Lentz
Jim
did
Hessler is
7 questions.
Yeah, he's up in his game.
He is.
But Jim Hessler has already graciously agreed to come on. He's obviously the author of Sickles at Gettysburg.
Right,
So
right.
we have him lined up at the end of this book. So there's still time. Steve Byers runs a great book club, and
Really
like
does.
I said, Addressing Gettysburg Book Club at gmail.com. Send over an email, and he'll put you on the list.
Yep, it is. It is definitely something worth doing. Good group of people. What are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking of the first time I met Jim in that book, because I had this whole conversation with him about how amazing this book was I had just read about Sickles, and he's like looking at me like,
Are you messing
psycho
with me?
person.
Yeah.
I'm the author of that book.
He thought you were messing.
I did. I wasn't. I was just like,
So
I
you were
read
just
this
like, oh, I
amazing
just
book.
read this amazing book about
Yeah.
Sickles, and it's called Sickles at Gettysburg.
Yeah, and I was
blah
like,
blah blah, and he's
going
like,
on
are
and
you
on and-
joking?
He's like, stupid lady.
Well, that's not as bad. Well, did you tell me what's worse? That or Veronica mistaking Gelzo for Kent Masterson Brown.
And calling him Mr. Masterson Brown twice from
Right.
the friends desk with Ray is buddies with him. He came over during the memorial, or I think it was the anniversary. He was in. He
Yes,
came
it
to
was the
he came to
anniversary.
the desk, and
Can you
'cause
imagine?
I thought, in my mind, Meet at Gettysburg had just come out, and I was convinced he was the author. Like
Yeah.
and I just
Yeah.
kept, Mr. Masterson Brown, and he was so gracious. He never corrected me. He took
Aw,
a picture with me.
God
and
bless him.
And then it dawned on me after. I was like, oh my God, what an idiot. And he was just the most nice. He wasn't like, didn't even give me a sideways look. Like, just kind of smiled and like, took a picture.
Because he was
and-
probably thinking, "Oh my God, what an idiot!" And,
Yeah,
and then
pretty
he
much,
gives
yeah.
her sympathy and,
Yeah.
and kindness. Because people like that you need to treat well.
No,
you know.
maybe she has
When
early
you know
you know
Alzheimer.
somebody, but you don't know how you
Yeah.
know.
Right,
I had
yeah.
this same problem with
Thank you.
What's his head from the Prairie Home Companion.
Garrison Keillor.
Garrison Keillor.
Yeah.
When he did the dedication, I was supposed to be his handler, but I had literally started working at the foundation like 2 seconds before that.
Uh-huh.
And he walks up, and I'm like, I know this man. He must be the IT guy for the foundation. And I'm like, hey, how are you? And no, it was Garrison Keillor.
That poor guy got canceled for hugging somebody.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't know these
Yeah, he's gone.
I don't know who that is.
Isn't he dead?
Prairie Home Companion?
I don't know what that
No,
is.
he's not dead.
I gotta look that up. Prairie Home
He's got a voice that's kind
You would know it as soon as you
Yeah,
heard him.
okay.
he's got a great
Yeah.
voice. He did some of the readings for the Ken Burns documentary. He's really good, but that show is no longer, and he is no longer. He has been canceled and executed out in the back of the building. Well, it's basically it's basically the nonviolent version of that.
I
Is
guess
what
that's
canceling
true.
is.
That's
Yes,
true.
because you lose everything.
Wait,
And
that was
whatever.
a movie?
Bullshit.
No, it was on NPR.
It was on NPR.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, 'cause there
No,
was a
they
movie-
made it.
oh,
They
okay, I
made
was
it
like,
into a movie, but it was on NPR for like 20 or 30 years before that
A
point.
long time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an old
Wow.
show.
I'll have to check
It was
that
a
out.
good show too. Like it was like old time radio. So they had the actors and they'd have sound effects and have an audience. Like it was cool.
Yeah, it was old school.
Car Talk.
Car Talk.
Car Talk. Those guys were great. They were the brothers, right?
And one of them
Yeah.
passed away.
Oh,
And-
no.
Yeah. And I don't know them, but I cried. I cried hardcore that one of them passed away.
Well, that's very sad because, yeah, I mean, come on, it's hard. It's hard. I can't
and
talk.
they're brothers, and now that one has to go on without the other.
I know. It's so sad. And what a great note to end on. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, first Friday, they're going to give out chocolate at the...
Fair warning, save us some, because we record on Fridays, but we will be over there before 8 o'clock, so save us.
Oh, my God, let him end.
Get some chocolate.
Yeah, we'll be over next Friday. You think I'm kidding?
No, we
I'm
are,
not kidding.
Well, we're not doing the extended hours.
Oh,
so
no,
we'll be closing at 5.
So we got to go beforehand.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I'll just pick some up on the way over.
All right, so
We're so close.
Don't worry,
All right,
we're going
see
to
you
end it
Friday
now.
4.
Okay.
So, all right.
Friday
so,
4, gotcha.
So we're going to. And another thing I wanted to tell you. No, I'm just kidding.
This is you.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening, and take care of yourselves. Enjoy the snow if you're getting it, because that's what happens. We get snow. All right, take it easy. Talk to you next time.
Addressing Gettysburg Today is hosted by Matt Callery and Veronica Brestensky, Esquire. Produced by Eric, the producer, Moni. Applause led by Owen the Clabber. Guests of Addressing Gettysburg Today stay wherever they want. That's not our concern. To be a guest on the show, send an email to eric@addressinggettysburg.com. Addressing Gettysburg broadcasts from the Gettys Bike Tour Studios. Get a 15% discount on your next tour with Gettys Bike. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg Today. Thanks for listening.
Joyful tears when they saw the honor flag they had us for years. Hardly could they be restrained from breaking forth in cheers while we were marching through Georgia.
Oh my God, I love the Let's Go.
We bring the Jubilee. Hurrah, hurrah, the flag that makes us free. So we sang the chorus from Atlanta to the sea. While we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia.
If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like